But everybody all right? We appreciate y'all in the mix. I forgot to mention mix last night. President Way, appreciate it. And appreciate them. And the Palmers, appreciate them pressing their way. The Palmers, appreciate them. All right, appreciate seeing y'all. Definitely, y'all know it's always too to see all y'all come on home in that ride. That thing was strong today now. He was saying that, get them up, get them up. You got food in there, get them up, get them. I tell you what, I was telling two people I had to watch a lot, Dave and Boston earlier. They come both, I look at both, and I say, y'all two together, I had to watch. That's Simeon and Lou, I had to divide them. They come to me, they come to me both and say, preacher, we got something. I said, y'all two got together? No. I know there's something going on, but no, I appreciate them though. But I was telling them about how, I'm learning, well, I've learned to process things a little differently than typically how I've done it in the past. I said it to everybody. You had to start looking at what's effective. I had a lot of stuff that happened the last couple of weeks. Lot. Very, very lot. But with that being said and done, it don't change my ideology or my servitude toward Yahuwah. You don't have to wear things on your face and walk around moping and crying or things like that. And to each his own. People process things differently. But at the same time, it's you realize, or you should realize, life is almost like a cycle, a revolving cycle in a sense to where things come around and things happen. It don't have to be because you commit guitar, because things happen. Things happen a lot of times so you can really see where you're at. You'll be surprised at what shakes people, what makes people, and what break people. Y'all got that? What shake people, what make people, and what break people. And you can have, I don't think, there's no, how many y'all heard that? How many let me ask out there. Just so I want to let the people judge. Y'all know y'all gonna judge the right. Was that one that shake like, that's questionable? How many hands saying that sound questionable? How many of y'all, no, it ain't nothing? These people here been coughing. I'm gonna need them. You see the one holler ain't nothing, they like, when I do mine. So what we gonna need right now, we're gonna need a little something from them. What you think of that? That's all. Definitely. Also, it was some people were told what they need to do. Y'all ready to text them on? Y'all saw people got some checks them on? Mm-hmm. Have we seen these people? One of them? Who y'all seen? Chelsea. Was she racing or was she marking? People real slick. What we're gonna do today too? We're gonna have earn remove a check day. Y'all wanna have that? Yeah. So we'll try to institute that in between today and tomorrow. We'll see how you do. And you probably get a good answer, something like that, or you just like, you got that. It's something that uniqueness about you, you know what I'm saying? Don't do like Jared. Please don't have that face on. And you have that face like, and you not, that's 2 checks. So you want to have the right look when you're being checked. Check. Yeah, I know. I can't trust that face, but we try to work for now. But what I was saying, before you faint, before you quit, look at the alternative of seeing how it makes you. Think about how it makes you. I'll be honest with y'all. When it comes down to how Yahuwah works, the average person will never grasp that concept because it doesn't make sense. If it's good, let it stay good. You know what I'm saying? If I'm well, let me stay well. But you just think about it. Anything you're doing for a real long period of time, you don't tend to appreciate it because it almost becomes as a given. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? You keep going to work. It's just things that's expected. So I think for me, for the little time of dealing with him, having a relationship with him, you just start to realize, because sometimes you don't know. It's like, why this got to happen? I mean, it don't make sense. It don't make sense when you don't understand the operation of how he does things. It teaches you, or it keeps you in a mindset of you always considering. You know what I'm saying? When you have or you do. Just like I said, I heard years ago, people, thank the Lord, woke up, my health and my strength. Appreciate the Lord for letting me be in my right mind. How many of y'all remember hearing old people say all the time? How many of y'all, I've been with you, I never understood that. I'm like, what other mind would you have? When I was younger, in my 20s, I like, I heard people say that stuff. I never said it, but saying myself like, almost like you ought to be thanking him for something else. What is that? Till you realize how forgetful you become. And that'll come with, as you grow, you constantly learn. You should be learning. And as you keep learning, like a computer, eventually you got to go in and you have to delete some information. You know what I'm saying? The storage. Unless you're going to create some more storage, add another external hard drive or something. Normally, you're going to have to excrete, or get rid of some or delete some information. And that's what happened with us. People say, man, like the older you get, you're getting forgetful. Is it I'm forgetful? Or I've memorized more things. I come into the knowledge of more things. So I have to get rid of some things. Your mind has to work like that. And with that, you start to appreciate when you watch and you see things in people's condition and how little people play a part in their condition. I'm saying as far as changing it. Like a person on the street home, you can hear something about money. I don't feel bad for them. Those are their choices. And if they make better choices, they don't have to be there. You tell me a homeless person can get right up from right there and make a better choice and take right off right there into home ownership. Success, bank account. A lot of those people there because they hit wits end. They did everything we've done, but for whatever reason, Yahuwah saw fit to have it come on us. He allowed you to make that breakthrough that you didn't crash. You didn't hit that door to where some of us probably almost hit there before, but it's people that are there. A lot of people out there because it's nowhere else. Ain't nobody helping me. Who stops, pick them and say, you know what, I'm giving you an opportunity to get off the street, have somewhere to stay, and put you somewhere. Educate you, get you a wardrobe where you can make it, set you up. Nobody does that. And that's why those people out there, he'll let us see them so he can let you realize you ain't doing nothing on your own. None of us ain't doing nothing on our own. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. There's a lot of people with a lot of struggles, a lot of people doing, and for them, trying to get them to hear this, they can't, because their realization is, where I'm at right now, I'm at rock bottom. And unless I can get out of this, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to be able to hear it. That's why a lot of people are not doing what we do. It's because situations have overwhelmed them to where to be able just to sit down and listen and consider and readjust, they're constantly getting pounded with, this is your reality right now. Yeah, who wouldn't want salvation? I'll be honest, but I need to get out of what I'm in right now. I appreciate the fact that he doesn't just leave us with information of just about the writings when we live in a real world out here, which we always have, and you realize all these things kind of coexist together. They all play a part, whether you believe it or not. They all play a part. It has to happen this way. Listen, nothing make you consider more than trouble. Nobody sit around every day and they got to my, oh, I'm sitting around consider. I got so much stuff. You don't consider no stuff like that. You looking at, man, look at him. I got the niche. This thing clicked for me. I just got it and I'm rolling. And he crashed and hit some stuff on you. And then you sit down and say, what did I do? What went wrong? You start going back over things, trying to see what were the signs? What should I have been conscious of? What should I watch? What should I, and he let you realize it was nothing you could have done other than what happened. But I put you here to consider. And still, would you still serve me? I told you, everybody is served to an extent. And we all have to be tested on things you love. You do. Things you do. You have to be tested on it. And I say this for whomever watching in or sitting here. It's for all of us. You always have to keep your mind to consider. Everything you got, man, it's by the second. It's by the second. You think about it, you don't have, how many of y'all got somewhere to stay? You know why, y'all know why we got somewhere to stay? Hand. Tell me why. Because Yahuwah allow it. That's a good answer. You want to go to the board? I'm just asking. I got to check them. Go put a check on the board. Because you always, anybody got no business smiling. Come on, son. My brother just called about all that smiling. So, any reason? I mean, anybody can consider anything why? How many of y'all again got somewhere to stay? Everybody? Y'all know why? Because somebody homeless. It's an exchange. It's an exchange. That's what make you appreciate it. You can't have nothing unless somebody lose something. Wow, that's amazing. Could have saved you from your sin and nobody even died. Can you imagine that? Couldn't have happened. There was no way around it. So, that's what make you appreciate things, to realize if you have something, you know that's only because somebody lost it. You know them people gave all their stuff over to our people when they left out Mizraim. You know them people they still had that same stuff. That's how we got it. When he lavished us with it, he took it from them. He told you, I take it from somebody else. So you start realizing you have something. I can take it from you too. Your life, your wife, your kids, your mother, your father, your health, your sight, your walking, your going out, your coming in. I take it from somewhere. Where am I get it from? Like years ago, you talk about the cotton. It just appeared in the mist. No, it don't appear in the mist. Yahushua take it from one and give it to another. Hello? When you consider that, so now you ask yourself, so what did I do? Me saying you. What did you do the reason you got somewhere to stay? What did the other person do? Oh, because I made better decisions. So everybody on that bridge is a dummy. Everybody living on them streets is a dummy. Because I went to school and buckled down and got it. So you tell me everybody homeless is a dropout. How many of y'all, they sold us on that years ago? Those people, everybody in jail, they sold us, everybody went to jail. It's because they don't have education. You have people you have lawyers. You have judges in prison. You have federal agents, police officers. You got military. I'm talking about ranking in jail, in prison, with degrees. He said, I have come on whom I will. And he does all that to make you realize, what could we possibly do to gain this? Say it again, sir. That's scary. That he could look at two people and say, I'm going to give it to him, not you. And you couldn't say, could I talk with you for a minute? Can I explain to you why I need it? I already made my decision. When you start the process, he works like that, it's scary to get outside of this man's will, to realize what he can do, and he lets you see people all the time. People in precarious situations, people in situations, you can do all the praying you want. I'm not taking this off of you. I don't set my mind towards you. I'm not turning from this. And these people are constantly getting real. It's like one thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, and it's no relief. Like some of y'all say it happened to you, but you getting relief though. It gets you talking about no relief. Nobody had no pity on you. I just leave you to detriment. And then when people see you, all people doing is hissing. People just talking and keep walking. It ain't my problem. I ain't getting involved. But the fact that he leads you, and I think the way in y'all synagogue, we're in violation. Because we hadn't considered. We really hadn't considered the magnitude of, think about it. How many of y'all have felt like you were forgotten and forsaken? I had that feeling. It's normal. It's normal because, and let's be honest, why? Because we look at things based off of other people and other events, or where we feel like we should be. But look at where we should be, we're not. We need to be on that too. We should be on the two. How many of us shouldn't be on that? How many of y'all, it would be an insult to put you up there because you've been doing right? I didn't raise my hand either, did I? Where we should be, we're not. But when things happen, we don't look at how it could be a whole nother way. It could be a whole nother way. Your life could be a whole nother way. It's a lot of people. Y'all see that sun shine out there? Shema shining. For some people, it's raining. You know why we got the Shema show here today? He raining on somebody else. And you know what some people saying? Man, if the sun could just come. If I could see the sun, Chris, that would give me some hope. And you know what he's doing? I put it over him. You won't see one today. You won't see one today. Listen, they constantly getting riddled. Y'all remember I told y'all what Turkey, they call Turkey, they got hit with 9,000 aftershocks. It's over 11,000. He ain't even done. You think about that. I shook you 3 times hard, and I hit you over it. How much could you take? You stand out 11,000 sometimes, you getting shook. How many of that can you take before it just breaks you? What is his intent? You see what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself, you think them people ain't saying themselves, what did I do? What kind of people, what kind of person I been? I already been devastated. Everything I got is smashed right before me. You talking about everything tore down in your face. In your face, crumbled down, and then I shake you 11,000 times. Am I done yet, though? That's what you got to ask yourself. So he done set his intent on somebody, and you know they had to make her do it. I don't think each of us consider that. He still got time to shake that place. What manner of person you need to be? What kind of solidarity, what kind of relationship you need to have before something happens? A lot of people get relationship. If people no doubt looking at relationship, but what if he ain't in a relationship building today? When you saying, you know what? I need to get my life right. This is a sign to me. This is a sign. 3 earthquakes, over 11,000 aftershocks. This is a sign. And you know what? I'm not in relationship business. The day of vengeance. How long before is the day of vengeance in all our life? It ain't got to be an earthquake. Don't think an earthquake. Because you know what people start saying? I'm going to make sure I bolt everything down in my house. I'm going to make sure, I don't have stuff up on. I'm going to take everything out of my shelf. So that's how we think. So if something happens, I ain't got to worry about objects flying everywhere. And I'm going to set my house up and I'm going to put things, so I just start making protocol. Matter of fact, I'm going to build another house. I'm not going to do upstairs, downstairs. I'm just going to do one level so I can just start building smarter. Then he hit you with a stroke. He let you build that, get it done, secure it, and he'll get every expert. You can get every expert that'll sign off and say, I'll be honest with you, just me, from my expert opinion. If an earthquake should hit in this area, based off of how it's constructed, you're really in a good shape. You will have none to minimal effect from that earthquake. And you say, whew. Then as soon as you get that, he hit you with a stroke. Now you can't move, you're laid down, somebody got to move you around. But one thing you got to worry about, ain't no earthquake coming to do it to you. Who want to play with a man like that? Y'all all right? I ain't meant to dampen y'all parade. But at the end of the day, I don't think we really, y'all don't know if y'all look at it. I ain't just saying it, I tell y'all. It's only because he used me. He can only use you based off your ability. Y'all get a lot of information. Y'all don't just get information just about which is the most important in the book. You get information on how things kind of work around you, and you get real personal conversation and events that I tell you that happen with me. I'm not the person that just tell you nothing happened to me. I don't go through nothing or whatever. I tell you about things I deal with. I tell you about things, how we think. Things that I talk about, I feel like with us gives us a better understanding of being a human being. Because a lot of people put a lot of stipulations on. When you say you don't have no feelings about that. You don't have no cares for the world. And that scared me because I said, I ain't going to be saved. They did. The world don't matter to you. How the world don't matter when I live in the world? I'm just how does that work? The world don't matter? I live in the world. It's impossible. It's stuff you got to have. It's things you need. And he knows it. When he brought them out Mizraim, all those people dying, he gave them worldly things. Worldly necklaces, worldly bracelets, worldly ring. What was that, spiritual rings? Why would he give it to them? Destruction. Because these are things you need. These are things people actually aspirations for. But you have to be able to center your salvation above everything. People will teach you though, why? What's the purpose of getting stuff? We're going to die anyway. What was the purpose of Dawood and Solomon being the richest ever? The world was going to end then too. I'm not teaching about things, but you have to be able to process the way to where there's a balance. Because some people, like I said, they'll put to be overly, and then some people will underperform. You see what I'm saying? Listen, you heard that. We got to go for everything we can get, but you got to make sure when you go, you still have the balance of your spirituality, your ruachni. What happens with some people, they'll go so far to ruachni is not as important. You got what I'm saying? And some people will underperform because they'll look at, well, I don't want to get tied up with that. And now you wind up being in a self where you wind up hindering yourself from obtaining. And I tell you, when a person sits in a poor situation, it puts them in a mentality after a while that success is not prominent for them. It's not a part of what they can ever do. It has to be a balance on everything you do. There's a balance. That's why knowing him and understanding the operation of things, considering things, it has to be a lot of consideration, a lot of think on. He told you whatsoever things are loving, whatsoever things are good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, what do you want you to do? That's what we got to do. It's constantly a mind operation. You constantly got to think about this. CIA doing UK Ultra, Hitler, any of these rulers. You know what all these people do? Mind control. You don't know that everybody always dealing with the mind. Okay. Your book tells you, let this mind be in you, which was also, what was that? So what is he doing? Mind control. Everybody is attacking and dealing with your intellect, your thinking, your processing. That's why the world listen, all these people out here, these young thugs, these gang members, all the study people got, they create these people. Yeah. They create these people. It's mind control. That's right. All these people come through a system. That's right. They have so many ways of attacking our young people. Social media. Go ahead and get rid of TikTok. I'll be honest with you. Get rid of Facebook too at that point. Instagram. All of the same thing. All of, to say one is smarter or safer than the other to tell a lie. And you say we got to teach. We have to educate them because they set you up to where there's opportunities of things you can do, but they also put detriment. That's what attracts so many people to it. See, one thing with death and one thing with destruction, it always has some of a good connotation to pull you in. Isn't that right? Oh, because you can connect, and there's people you can get, or you can get famous from it. Look at how many people get depleted from it. You rarely ever see it. Look how many people wind up shooting up and killing people from it. And they'll say, I'm not demonizing it. I'm just telling you, you have to have yourself set in such a way to where you learn how to use things. Like the book teaches as using it and not abusing it. Some people abuse it. Then they wind up being abused by it. Hello? Well, I don't know. Y'all looking mighty sad right now. I don't know. Let me get them sign the Katos Ra. I'm gonna need 2 checks. Malcolm, overly blowing. Hayward, overly bending down like he can shoot up. Come on, come on. Oh, who did it? We don't do that in here. Who did it? Like I said, somebody did it. Who it is? The white hand right. This your hand right? Come on, big man. Come on. I just had to look at the hand. That's they don't tell. Wait, where you over, man? That's a lot of room. It's a space in here somewhere. You want to get in there with Boston? You can get right now with Boston. He needs check room too now. That's what I'm talking about. That left-handed too? Yes, sir. Get 2 checks. There you go. Appreciate it. Who? What? Who? No, you can't go there. Come on. No, the back board reserved for members. Good member. Right. We can't. Come on over here. What you think gonna be? Who gonna be my boy?
Your boy back there. Your boy know who he is.
Y'all hear that hate he got in him? Don't get it too. I know Palm shaking head like, why you gotta be my cousin? Ain't that right? Did you know I have a cousin with this much trouble? A lot of trouble, ain't it? We got a lot of work to do with him. But at the end of the day, we do want to make sure we get it right. Correct? Isn't that our ultimate goal? We're doing that, then there are things we got to go through and things we have to experience in order to get us down. Y'all got it? Well, you talk about tribulation and patience. And we have work experience. Then experience of work you call. And then your call means not to be ashamed. So a lot of times, see, we didn't know that. A lot of times, did y'all know that? That's why working tribulation, working patience. Think it. If patience is going through without quitting, then the more it comes, then you start to assess to realize. I mean, I had that to happen several times in my life. That well, trouble came and I was like, oh goodness, and it pushed on. Don't worry about it. Check it, help that out there. So then what happened? So what? Now you fine. Check it, help out. So then what? Your name had checking on the board. What are you racking up today? Happy Purim. So now, and then when things come out later, however they finally work themselves out, you realize I put a lot of emotions in it. I put a lot of complaining in it. I put a lot of, sometimes like you want to, if I allow him to quit, then maybe he'll someone take it off because I don't want you to quit. Y'all understand? How many of y'all understand what I'm talking about? And that junk don't work. That junk don't work. You go ahead and quit. You still got to suffer. Because you look for how I can get out of this. Maybe he won't be as hard on me if he look at, well, I don't want you to quit. But then you look at, you want to be strong. And Ephesians, the 6th chapter, said, find my king in Yahuwah. And so the only way to do that, you got to be tested. You got to be, I mean, a lot of times we'll ask for things, you don't realize what does it take to get them. What does it take for me to actually get that? We come out from a society and a system that'll it'll teach you how to ask, desire things. It just don't teach you how to obtain them. And they don't teach you how to retain. Even in school, they had you do spelling words. They didn't teach you how to retain them. Next week, we're on a whole nother set of words. And by the time you get finished, man, it's a word you don't remember. Y'all, I don't know if y'all ever do that. Well, none of y'all class, y'all probably don't do spelling words. You don't do it. But you remember though in school, they give you every week. Is it possible to remember all those words by the time the school season over? Because that's what they're doing. They're just running you through. They're just kind of running you through versus we had to work on learning retention. Just like with the DeBar. How he works on retention is the fact that go back over again. Review. Go back over. I'm telling you, I don't know how many times I took final exam. I said, I said, we ain't never get taught. Y'all know, they be saying, we taught you that. You looking around, and then some idiot, some dumbo jumped on. I remember that. Are you serious? We on a roll right here. It's about 4 saying we don't remember teaching like that. We like, because they didn't teach us retention. Y'all got it? And what Yahuwah is working on is retention. Because if you don't, then you soon to forget. When you forget, you soon to commit kata. So the goal is not to commit kata. So what we do, we constantly go back over things to make sure they start to get into our behavior. Y'all got it? Just like with martial art, with, the term martial art, to be able to rule over. It's the art of being able to rule over your opponent. And that's what you're trying to do when it comes down to kata. It's in a sense, it's martial. Martial is one of our words. It's to rule over. So you're actually being taught martial arts, the art of being able to overcome kata'im. How does kata'im work? Everybody can get a chance. Who's that? The truth? From the Torah. That's right. Do you know it couldn't get no long? If it's not, it can't get any, it couldn't get its strength except something's there that it can get the cause of it. If it's kata for me to hit her. That's the law. So what am I doing? Committing kata. There's no law. There we go. So that's how. So it needs it. That's how sin entered into the law. Once it gets, so now how it works, and the forces work to try to get you to go against the Torah. Y'all understand that? Are y'all understand this? See, this is what happens. If you don't understand the object of, this is what people mess up and what people don't get. You can be a watcher of something just like sport, and then there are people who understand how it's designed. So those people that understand how things are designed in systems, they understand why. So they say, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Who called a stupid play? You say, actually it was a good play. It just didn't work. You say, huh? Because they're looking at, for them, they're looking at the failure of it, but they don't realize the way it was designed, it was actually the better call. Right. Just for instance, when, just use it for instance, when, who's that? Who? Yep, with Marshawn Lynch, when they played Washington and the Patriots, and the last play they had, and it was on what, like the 1 yard line, 2 yard. Everybody knew, give it to Marshawn Lynch. He dragging. That's all day long. That's 1 yard. He in the end zone. And they was looking at, they know how their play gonna go, and they didn't. They threw it. He went for a pass. And what was it, a safety? He intercepted. He went straight across the middle. He read the play. He intercepted in it. Everybody looked and said that was the dumbest thing. Why would you give it to him? The reason why he didn't give it to us, he didn't get in. The clock was gonna run out. They only had one play. They knew everybody was counting on that play. So you had to go with the best option. It didn't work, so you wind up coming and but on the back end saying, well, dumb and stupid, what you should. Everybody know what you should do after something don't work. But it's the fact that what you do in the first or the beginning of what you're trying to do. So for us, we go back to try to reassess. Like us, we get a chance to do what we'll call Monday morning quarterback. You know what I'm saying? When you go back and you can judge a Sunday night game on where it all went wrong at. So when we read and we go through here and we start to read the events that our forefathers went through and what they did, we get the Monday morning quarterback. Yeah. We get to go behind them and look at, guess what? That was a dumb play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have done that one. So now you get an extra time. Now you actually get the ball. You don't just get the call to play out there. You actually get an opportunity to operate, and you get to play that stuff. You get to play. And you get to see, I definitely want to do that play. I already see that's a dumb play. It ain't going to work. Y'all got it? But it's bad that you sit and you watch failing plays, and you go and you do the same thing. Does that make sense to us? So we working on retention. We trying to make sure we got understanding. All right? All right, let's look at this. This is Romans 14:4. And what is this? This is the Bible Gateway? .com is what we're using, and we're using this Orthodox Jewish version. Oh, I'm sorry, the complete. Okay, it's a complete, and then it's an Orthodox. Okay, let's see. All right, listen.
For everything katab in the past, nikatab talamedas.
Everything that was written in the past was written to teach us.
So that with the encouragement of the Tanakh,
See that? And with the encouragement of the Tanakh,
we might patiently hold on to our Yakal.
y'all see how the Tanakh worked for us, using the law? Using the law, and everybody put us that the law was almost like the worst thing ever happened. Things didn't get better until what they call grace and truth came. But yet we're in, this man that wrote this and spoke on this, Shaul, who they call Paul, I don't know if I can actually, some wrote, but it was Thetis. I think it was in the 16th chapter who actually said he wrote this. He wrote the book of Romans. How many of y'all thought Shaul wrote it? They call Paul. I think 16th chapter, last book of it tells you, Thetis said he wrote this. So, but in fact, with him writing, he told you that the Tanakh was encouragement. Your earlier writings actually came to give you encouragement. And that's something we need, and we need to learn. We talked a little bit last night on how to find those sources. Y'all got it? Those sources. The system is working us. Y'all don't know that we're having a lot of droughts lately in different places. And you know what always, one of your major sellers when all these events happen, for the tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, and everything else, what's the major product they push on? Water. You don't think none of these people behind your water shortages? You know one of the dumbest sales ever is selling people water? Do you know how stupid you look when you come in your house, you taking a bath you taking a bath in your shower, you brush your teeth in your sink, someone using their shower bathtub, and you're using your toilet, you washing your dishes in the kitchen sink, and you go buy bottled water. You washing your food, you washing your meat off in the same water. You washing your vegetables off. You cleaning your utensils, your dishes, and you buy water to drink. It is the biggest money marketing scam ever written. We were getting water for $1.90 for 12 of them. You paying $6 for a pack of water? They worked us. That's why they're running these droughts. I mean, they needed to sell. You know, water outselling. And what people say, hey, what, you want a soda? You want a Coke, a Sprite? Bring me a water. Wow. These people got some chemicals they put in to give you. These folks just, you have rain piss in a bottle you just paid for. What do you think running out of your taps? They working us. You got people who will swear by bottled water. They will not drink nothing. And the sad part is, y'all know how many bottled water companies have been exposed and busted for getting tap water put in the bottle? What river can you be getting that much water from and you ain't dried it out? How many bottled water you figure? Just one store might have. What about 2, 3? Do y'all know how many stores, convenience stores have water? And these bastards sitting around saying, we have a water shortage. I wonder. See, this is the problem and why you have it, and people don't think. The reason why you have a water shortage, nature, he has a system. Okay? This is how it works. I send down. I use the shemash through humidity, and I bring it back up, and I put it back down. It's a recycle. You piss, it goes back, and it goes. It's sitting in water bottle. How long I got to wait for it to get it back? You know what I mean? People got water just stacked up. What rock could these people possibly have that putting out this much water? That's what being honest. Where could you be getting this much water from? The system works if we trust him. He has a purification already innocent. When you watch a stream, and you know what you'll find in those streams and those rivers? Algae. Yeah, algae on those rocks. And you know when water goes down a certain amount of feet, it automatically purifies and cleans. That's why he does it. That algae in the water, that stuff, when that water run down those rocks, it's purifying itself. That's the whole purpose of why it runs. You'll watch the street. You don't just find a mud street. You're going to find rock. You what? Pay attention. You'll see algae on those rocks because that's what he's using to purify it. But we trust them in them bottles with all that sun hitting them bottles and melting right back into the water. That's just our system. I mean, think about it. And it makes sense for Yahuwah to leave us there because that's how he look at you. You don't trust me. You don't trust me. You have a shortage of water. They wonder where all the water went. Man, I remember this. These bastards sold it to you. And it's sitting in your floor. It's sitting in your closet. It's sitting in your trailers. It's sitting everywhere else other than where it needed to be at. See, we all give and take. It's a give and take system. Hello? Yeah, it's a give and take system. That's how everything works. See, listen, man, listen. When that shamash goes up and it puts up, and when she putting on, she hot. Don't y'all know the ground knows how to absorb trees and plants? They absorb and they pull it and they just keep it. And at nighttime, after that thing dry, after that shamash goes down and cool, it's just released. That's how your grass will have that wet on it in the morning. That's how it come out. It excretes at night. You're a science teacher. How wrong am I? Transpiration. I'm gonna need that check. we ain't never talked. Come on, we ain't never used that before. Check. Yeah, the chair. Right, you know we don't talk like that around here. You know, big old giant word around here. Transpiration. Yeah, but I'm right though, right? Correct. Transpiration. Yes. Check. Yeah, so we're trying to do better. But so it's a system. Everything knows how to give and take. You got what I'm saying? He works a system. And he put everybody, everybody stays inside of operation. Everything will continue to flow. Y'all got it? But the problem is, it's just like, what is the Nabal? What's that? So is it steady flow? That's it. It's coming straight down from Shamayim. So guess when your flow stops? Yeah, when your Nabal, or your Nabal turns outside. He turns outside the system. Then the flow stops. You see, when they look at all this stuff happening, something's happening. It ain't just, man, it's something crazy. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy is happening. Everything's happening just like it's supposed to happen. Your steady flow gonna be because, like a lot of time with people with, we talk about with diabetes. What happens with diabetes? Circulation. That's right. It's something keeping from circulating. That should happen. That's what they look at with something not allowing it to circulate. There's a blockage somewhere, just like your communication with Yahuwah. He told you, behold, my hand not short, did it what? Neither is my ear heavy. But what happened? A blockage. He put a blockage. You have a blockage. See what you have when you go to the hospital and they tell you about your heart, you have a blockage. Keep going. We got to remove the blockage. We got to remove the blockage. You know what I mean? Otherwise, think about it. If your feet continue for diabetic people that suffer diabetes, you'll eventually lose those toes, that foot, those legs. What you think gonna happen when you don't continue to hear from Elohim? You have Ruach diabetes because you don't have a flow. Hello? When people in the rap game, they don't flow no more, what happened? They still famous? You out. Your flow stopped. That's what a lot of guys, they realize now. You stop flowing, you out of business. And guess what happened with Yahuwah? He cut you off. That's why you don't have no flow. And now we have to start looking at that, your circulation. Just like your body. Your body has to have it. And when you deal with it, it's detrimental in your body when something stops flowing in it. It gets sluggish, different things happen. A lot of times people blood thick, what they'll tell them? What happened? It's thinner. You need a thinner. What is that? I know, that's tight. You don't know how to get that check for causing that confusion. You know, I appreciate y'all. I know, cause let me tell you, all three of them look at me, I'm trying to figure. Two of them just turn, look at the one in the middle like. Y'all did say yourself, isn't that right? That was sweet though, Dad. So Daddy meant something. Had I just called one of them just said, Christian, come on up here, that was you. What you to drive and throw yourself on the mercy? At least you ain't. Go ahead. He said, nah, that's on him now. So those are the things that we want to consider. And I think like we start trying to do some things different. I told you about start trying to walk, start trying to do something different. We don't just try to add something in. And I want you to start seeing the changes that you'll start making over the course of time. that's the same thing we're trying to do when it comes down to the bar. We want to start seeing the changes, but to get that real effect is to make sure we're doing things. What you find that happen is finding trigger points. Trigger points are always key anytime you're doing something. And that's what we're trying to get with Yahuwah. We're trying to get our trigger points together. So those trigger points will allow us to be able to do that. Y'all got it? Because he told you to grow in, so you can grow. But why would he differentiate? Why he just say you to grow? Because your restaurant wind up growing too, didn't it? Yeah. In the con? Do you see why you had to specify? Because he told you to grow in con. They say, yeah, I'm trying to grow. How? See, you have to understand when he tells you something, he has to be distinct to that point to make sure it's not left to your interpretation. Because he told you that none of the writings are of what? Private interpretation. That's what he told me. It ain't for nobody else. He said that would be a private interpretation. I might have gave you a message of something that I want you to do, but it ain't open for you to decide how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I give it to you plain enough that you'll understand. If I gave it to anybody else, it would be the same ideology. You got it? And a lot of times what happens with us, we try to find our own little way of things or how things should go. But he has a way to design and set up to where it's a right way for it to do. It's a right way for it to go. And you'll see the effect for it if we do it the way he intended it. All right? All right, so we got past that, and we see the Tanakh. We might have the patient go through without complaint, holding on to our...
Your call.
That's
Tikva.
our goal. Holding on. We were... Let me see something. My mind kind of see. Two things. Let me see the 15th chapter of the book of Yahoo. From Yahoo. They call it Jeremiah 15. Look who talking. This ain't the movie now. Look who talking. Listen.
Then Yahuwah said to me, even if Musha and Shemuel were standing in front of me, my law will not turn toward this arm. Drive them out of my get them out of here. And when they ask you where they should go, tell them that this is what Yahuwah says. Those destined for to moot.
Keep living.
To moot. Those destined for the sword, to the sword. Those destined for famine, to famine. Those destined for captivity, to captivity.
Listen. Stop. Can you imagine getting that message? He said, though Musha and Shemuel stood before me, he said, my love can be toward this people. Now, and this would be a tragedy to hear this. To hear that's a crushing blow. You know, Shemuel, when they got established and everybody, looked at the type of person he was and, what was predicated off of him taking on after Ali, that they called Eli. Shemuel, I remember he was the young child that came in who had known Yahuwah, and Yahuwah came to him by Layla and talked to him in a column, called him up and awakened him and spoke with him, and then he was taught. So he was revered. He was known. Musha definitely, he was a giver of our Torah. A couple of people that you definitely always, I would say probably the top three, well, I ain't going to say top three, but major is going to be Abraham. And then we know Yasakat, Yaakov, but everybody going to refer back because of Abrahamic. The other religions will not refer to them. They'll stay with Abraham. None of the other religions will claim that because you can't claim those and say you're not us. That's why they're going to say Abraham, they're going to go Ishmael. See, we still path. So Abraham is recognized all over. There says the Abraham religion, that don't go for it because he had a lot of the Benin, but he never gave any of them the Beret. You know what I'm saying? The promise. So when you look at him, then you're going to look at Musha because he was a giver of our Torah. They looked at him writing our Torah, which is our law. That's how we got our laws. And then you're going to look at, of course, Yahushua and some other, but then Shemuel, they would definitely look at him and consider him. But with that being said, to find out that these guys, he said, they could be standing right here in front of me, and that wouldn't change how I feel about you. And if you were getting ready to die, nigga. If somebody was getting ready to stick a sword in you, stick it deep. If famine was getting ready to come on you, I want you to starve. What do you think and where they put your mentality at? To hear that from their done. I mean, what do you do when you hear something like that? See, people don't want to look at this and people don't want to consider, but he actually setting up a precedent. That's all. Let me see something right quick. Let's finish a little bit of this, then we'll look at, see that Yahushas call? See if that 14 and 11, 14 come to mind. 14, Yahushas call, they call it Ezekiel. I'm sorry that hell never wrote up today. All right. Let's finish this up. Listen what he's going to do. What I'm going to do?
I will assign them 4 kinds, said Yahuwah: the sword to kill, dogs to drag away, birds in the air, and wild animals to devour and destroy. Mm-hmm. I will make them an object of horror to all the Malkuth of the Arat, because of Menishah, the Ben of Kaziyahu, Malak of Yehuda, because of what he did in Jerusalem. Who will take pity on you, Jerusalem? Who will grieve for you? Who will turn aside to ask about your welfare? You have rejected me, says Yahuwah. You are heading backward. So I am stretching out my hand against you. Tired of sparing you, I am destroying you. Mm-hmm. With a winnowing fork, I am scattering them to the wind at the gates of the Arat. I am bereaving them, destroying my arm, because they will not return from their Darakim.
Y'all see how that happening? See, now when you go back and look at this, all these things he's telling you, guess what he just told you? He told you the beginning at the end. Because this is how you process things. If I told you I was getting ready to do something to you, then a lot of times you're looking at how to get out, a lot of time to get away from it. So he told you about it, then he go back to tell you why. He know how you try to process and resonate. Let me just go ahead and get you to the conclusion of the matter first. See, when you read Kahala, it told you to hear the conclusion. He told you that first. A lot of times you probably wouldn't have paid attention, so I went on and told it to you. Did you know that when he told you that, that was the end of that writing of that? He told you to hear the conclusion of the old matter. That was the end of it by the time he told you that. I already told you what it was. So I basically asked you, were you listening? Listen, a lot of y'all, you can think y'all want the truth. A lot of y'all ain't gonna make it. You won't make it because I told you that. You won't make it because you're not gonna do what it's gonna take to make it. I wouldn't be doing you a service. I didn't tell you the truth. A lot of them watching, they're not gonna make it. They're saying, I'm trying to get myself together. I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know how you try to get yourself together. You're either gonna do it or you're not. Listen, this your soul. This your soul. You know, if you was in the hospital, how many of y'all was in the hospital on quote unquote your deathbed? And those people said, we have something that we hadn't used. It's experimental, but it's a chance it could work. How many of y'all said, don't use that junk on me? What would be y'all natural response? Anybody? Huh? But I'm saying, we're not sure, but we're feeling that this could, how many of y'all would love using on y'all? How many of y'all be like, nah, I don't try no experimental stuff. I'm already dying. So, that what you do? Meek, I'm gonna get your name up. Meek, that trouble. Somebody get Meek name. Uncle Ted said, Uncle Ted, you gonna try to spam? Do you want to take it? Do you want to take your check, Uncle Ted? That's what go there. Meek, somebody put Meek name. Meek, we'll put some. You want me to get somebody right there for you? Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead. Jeff, right there. You want to help him out, Jeff? You want to put a name up there for me? Meek, appreciate it. Jeff, you might have written to go. You'll be like, no, come on, Jeff. Go ahead. Jeff said, Jeff said, that nigga been need his name. Put the name on that for me. Yeah, he need that check. So now, yeah, and how many of y'all, for the average of us, though, what are we going to look at? If I'm dying and this is a chance that I could recover, I want to use it. Although it's experimental. How about what he offered you ain't experimental, it's proven? Why won't you take it? See, that's what he'll use against us. So we willing, include me, I'm willing to try something that hadn't really been 100% tested, but because of my condition, I don't stand to lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then they make, so let me do this. How about some tested, guaranteed work, been proven to work, but you won't take it? How y'all think he's looking at us? There's a constant him telling you that the Debar Yahuwah is what? It's tested. It's proven. And then we say, you know what I'm saying? Really, just let me die. So now he's telling these people all this stuff is happening to you, and I set these things. So if somebody come and start killing you, you're supposed to say, them racist crackers. Ain't that what they say you're supposed to say? You're supposed to say, this Yahuwah. I let you know that because when it happened to you, if you had your kids and some animal, wild animal came and took your kid, you better not let that come out your mouth talking about the devil, that old dragon that Satan did it. He said, I appointed that. So think about these people. They were going to look at when these events happened, they were going to know where it came from. And they were being told before it happened, because this is going to be the end for you. If you're getting ready to die, I want you to know you're going to die. Don't go asking to my, dear Lord, Jesus, I'm so sorry. I got off the path, but I'm coming to recognize now. He said, you dying? Yes, sir, I'm dying. Then die. Then die. Because, listen, whatever was written for, what was it written for? So guess what this teaches me? Do I want to wait till I get in this condition before I start to repent? Before I start to acknowledge? He's coming to tell these people, and it's all been because of your ways. This hasn't been because of something your father's done. This has been your ways. And now we're at an event where, guess what? I'm doing nothing for you. And if you call Musha, if he was here right now in my face, it wouldn't change what I do to you. I wouldn't break. I wouldn't turn from it. He said, I set this up against you. These terrors and horrors you deal with, I put this right here before you. So you recognize. Let's look at the 14th chapter. Hold on. Let me see what happened. I'm sorry. This. They're widows.
Increase in number.
What was the former state of a widow? Married, had a husband. What'd you say? What did you say? Workshop? So I'm thinking. Did you say workshop? What'd you say?
I saw widows, but I was thinking about the mother with a child.
The mother with what?
I'm thinking about miscarrying.
Miscarrying. Widow. You thinking Chet? What y'all thinking Chet? How many of y'all thinking no Chet? Let's have, this the first day, let's have, we're not doing that here. Come on, son, get that check. Mercy, that's next week. No, we're not. He said miscarried. But no, but think about it. She presently, she had a husband. Hello? And you were kind of told about something similar to this. Huh? He told you in the book of Galatians about the woman. How she had more children than her that even had a husband. That's what you were told in the book of Galatians. That the woman didn't have a husband, had more children than one that had one. He took these people out. He's scattering. He's taking us down for a reason. Look at our numbers. Look at how much separation we have. Look at how many of our men are dying. And we keep wondering why we want to look at the system, the voting system. No, it's Yahuwah trying to turn us to him. Yes. And the problem is, the answer always been here the whole time. They've been here the whole time. We've been wondering. Think about how many times we say that, just saying that black men, man, I'm sick of our black men what? Dying. Sick of our black men going well. Jail. To jail. And what we say? And what's the answer?
Education.
Education. What's the other answer?
Two-parent home.
Two-parent home. What's the other one?
White man. White supremacy.
You said white what?
White man.
White man.
The white man.
Well, no, we're looking at answer. Now you're looking at cause. When we put it on them, the white supremacy, we're looking at what we've been looking for our solution. We got to get education. We got to get jobs. You know what I'm saying? Better jobs. So we can get them out from incarceration. We can keep our black men from dying. And the man just told her clearly, if they set to die, let them die. Yeah. So when we get the education, when we get the better job, he said, but I already appointed it for them.
Come on.
See, now we come back and we learn it. Because think about it, we can all get together and meet and discuss what we can do differently. But he's telling us it's not going to work. because I set my law up against them.
That's right.
So you can forget your plan. It's not going to work. The only plan is they're going to have to come back.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? But these are, and we always say that for people, these are good plans. Other races agree. If we can get more jobs in black communities, we need more blacks owning homeowners. These are all solutions that we've come up with, but yet we read the man clearly told her, if you set to die, let you die. If you set to get pierced with the sword, then let you get stuck with it. He said, I appointed this. And now we're learning why. He's telling you, and they're going to keep increasing. Your numbers are increasing. Listen, look at your women. They're more than the sin of the sea. How many? And you know, we keep talking, look at all these single women out here, no kids. He said, man, I'm going to put your numbers up here. Because this is going to make you recognized. And look what he used, and this is what he used to put witnesses against you. He always uses stuff that's on the Shamim. Yeah. He said, when I called against you, I called Shamim and your rights against you. Right. Why would he call Mars and Jupiter? Why wouldn't he call Pluto? Because we don't know it. It don't make sense. You here, this is where we deal. This is where we operate at. I would never discuss that with you. We're not there. Let's deal with where you are. Your witnesses are here. He said, I called them to record against you. Musha told him. So you're going to see it when Shamayim is like brass over you and it's not giving you rain. When the rocks is hard, when the whole of rocks is rocky and stubborn and it won't yield her fruit to you, then I'm telling you, these are witnesses that I am against you. Come 2024, we need to be at the polls. He said, that's not your answer. That's not your answer. I already pointed something over you. And now we got to try to get back and try to come back. Now we're trying to do like Nakum Yah. We're trying to repair the breaches. Right. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the repair of the breaches. The breaches when you have a break. They'll have door security, they'll have top security or have security on it, and nobody go through it. Pop that door and go out. They're going to be hitting the red. They said security breach, security. They running to get there. They said somebody broke through, somebody got through, unauthorized. And now we're trying to go back, we're trying to repair it, and they're trying to fix the breach. Find out what got through, then it's going to be an investigation how they got through. Then we want to find out, we ain't going to say, oh, you just went through. No. We got to do some investigation. Find what made you even go here? Then you read the sign? There's a lot. We can't just let it be just a mishap. We got to do a whole constant investigation. Why y'all keep asking me all these questions, keep asking me the same thing? Because we're trying to find out what was your intent. And Yahuwah done looked at us. You know, he don't realize you had another agenda. You had another agenda. This wasn't a matter of we just done something. You had another intent. Come on, folks. Are we playing that? I wasn't trying to do nothing. How many times we done said that we done done wrong, got caught? I wasn't trying to do nothing. How about I ain't mean nothing? I ain't mean nothing by it. It was an honest mistake. Yahuwah said, you know what? It's not honest. Now I done set something against you. And I'm letting you know this is honest. And it's purpose. So you need to know where you at when you're dealing with this man. So he's trying to get our attention. That's all he's doing it. This gets your attention. The fact, you know, I'm crying who? Savior. Don't pay me back. The man said, what, you need saving? He said, I'm going past you. Let you drown. Whatever happened to you, let you die. That gets our attention. You thinking, hold on for a minute. A Savior doesn't do that. A person that punted people that transgress does. Y'all got it? Let's see that. We'll move on. This is interesting. Whatever reason he made me go get it. At midday, I am bringing what?
The destroyer.
On the who?
Aim of Yah Ganashim.
Causing?
Anguish and terror suddenly to fall upon her.
See that? That's tight. Y'all got it? Hands. Hands. Yahushua. Midday is noon. Got dark. What y'all thought he was doing on the two? At that point, he transformed from being Ish to Isha. He birthed us. He bared us. At midday. Don't y'all know it was a terror? It was dark, and them people saw that stuff was a terror on those people. He struck him with it. See, now he's gone to try to get you to see something. And he needs you to consider somebody. Okay? You need to consider somebody. Let's see what he's talking about. I'm reading it with you. Come on.
The aim of 7 Beni grows faint. panting in despair.
That's crazy. Look at that. Look at that. The aim of 7 beneath grows faint. Do you know how he described the congregation? 7. He described them as 7. Hello? That's tight. What would you got? Pick me up and let's see something right quick. Say that Yahoo 4:1. They call it Isaiah. Daoud dad had 8. And how many of them had to come in there and surround Daoud? 7. Look at this. Yeshayahu, they call Isaiah 4:1. Listen.
On that Yom
What's going to happen?
shall be she.
7.
Shall be Nashim will grab hold of one each and say, we will supply our own food and wear our own clothes. Just let us bear your shem, take away our disgrace.
That's what they're doing. Take away the reproach. Now and you know why they had the same thing had to happen with us, with him. And you read in the first chapter of the book of Kazun, they call Revelation. They told you when he started describing himself, he told you, I'm the one that's standing in the midst of the 7 lampstands. He said, I stand equally divided in the middle of them. And you know what they recognize? They need their reproach to be taken away. And you know what they were going to have to do? They were going to have to change their clothes. Mimicking who? Hands. Uh-oh, I got a hallway. Hallway beat inside. Come on, hallway. When Jacob, tell them what Jacob did. Before he took them into the Beth of Elohim, he had them to change their clothes. He told them they were going to the Beth of Elohim. They had to change their garments. Told them to be clean. They were going to the Beth of Elohim. That's why a lot of things we're going to have to get rid of. It started Ruach for us. A lot of things for them were physical, but physical changes are imminent. You can see them. And when you make internal changes, you can see them too. You believe it or not, it'll do it. Listen, your emotional inside will show and radiate on the outside. They realized, they said, we're going to wear our own clothes and we're going to eat our own food. Only let us be called by your Shem, because we need to do what was again? Take away the reproach. That's right, take the disgrace off of us. Why y'all think we had to be named unto him? He said, I'm sorry, in what they call Beth, Dabri Hayamin, they call 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my arm, which what was again? Would do what? Humble say, and do what? Ask. And do what else? And turn well. What will you do? Then, and I forgive the Katim, I heal the land. Notice what was key. What name they had to be called by? Wow. That's how you're going to get away the reproach. See, the reason why you still have it, because you still got your own name. See, all these things happen, just like a woman. When she get married, she changes her name. That's why I used the feminine, say understood it. She changed her last name. Hello? Then she falls under. So all these things that he did gives us an idea. We did a natural world where things happen the same way now. So we look at all this I'm telling you, this had to be covered on so many different ends for you to get it. All this had to happen. Should have been one thing that should have did it all. But all these events had to happen to come up just so you recognize why. These women, you know what happened to these women earlier than this? He put baldness on their head. He took everything off from them. He got them with skulls and boils on them. In the third chapter, that's what he did. He said because they were haughty. Because they wouldn't regard what I told them. So you know what happened? At that point, they had reproach on them. When everything fell on him and he was taken away, all he was doing, I'm going to take away the tinkling bells on their feet. I'm going to take the cold around like the moon. He's going to take all that stuff away from them. So now what he give? He had them lavished. So you know what he did? I've taken away from you. Right. So they recognize what they said there before. I don't want this junk. I don't need this junk. Let me be called by your name. I don't want to eat that anyway. No. When they saw he took everything away from them, I lost all of that. So a lot of times people have a lot they lose. You know, they realize I don't want to ever get myself back in a situation to where I'm in love with it, to where I feel like I can't live without it, and it has a controlling factor over me, and I wind up losing my relationship with them. See, when they lost that, it was a good thing. Why people look and say, that's bad. No. Look what they begin to recognize. I need you to be called by your Shem, your name. I need to start eating my own stuff. Look at these people now. Believe it or not, we need to start eating our own bread now. These people killing us out here. We keep wondering why we sick, why we stay sick. People working against us. Listen, this is what we mess up. You think of some man that have on all red with a mustache, go like this and twist up, and you order something, just order some food. Come here for a second. Come here. You stand. You come to the restaurant, take your order. What you want?
I want some wings.
Then he said, "Oh man, that's the devil trying to feed me." Don't work like that. No, they keep looking for. They look for somebody that start laughing. That wicked laugh. They say, "Hold on, it's God. God is trying to tell me something." Like you watching Color Purple. No, they don't do that. These people working against you, and he let you know that. These people in disguise just like you in disguise. Hello? He said, you come and sit before him just like my people. These people going to try to disguise themselves too. Hello? So we're working to try to come back and fix and trying to mend something that's been broken. Okay? Let's see what he's going to do. Hold on. Listen, what will happen? We will do what? Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Now let's go back. Let's see your cause of call. 14 and 11. Y'all hang in here with me now. I'm trying to hold y'all all day, but we need to know what we're doing. I'm telling you, you ain't going to get no better. Listen, you will continue to plummet down until you get an understanding. I'm telling you something hard to do. Hard to do. If you're going through and you get hit with something, and something is weighing on you, to keep your mind straight and stay focused on him. It's very hard. And it's very hard because you keep trying to linger back instead of trying to look at the cause. Look at the cause. Even if it go back through, you say, when I go back through it, I didn't do nothing. I didn't have no ill intent or whatever. Start to consider everything. It gets your attention. Y'all got it? Even EU said for Elohim speak it once, but what each do? Can you believe that? I tell him, Brandon, you don't have to pay me no attention. Don't do it. Brandon, that's twice. No, don't pay attention. Don't listen. Come here, for a second. I'm going to call your name, but don't pay me no attention, okay? Y'all see if y'all can hear. Brandon. How many I told him? And then, so now when he go to sleep, I got to trouble him in his sleep. And you sit down. Now he go to sleep, and I start dealing with him in the dream while he's slumbering upon the bed. Now he's considering. He wonder why. I've been calling you. I've been trying to get your attention. So now I got to get you while you sleep. Y'all, how many of y'all remember? My mama tell you to get me. And listen, you been in that bed, and you had how many had that dream? And you like, you're right. This ain't no dream. How many of y'all ever had that happen before? They've been talking to you, and that thing get hit. Man, that thing hit you. You be still. You thinking, oh, this ain't no dream. You realize this not no dream, man. That thing really ought to be hitting me in the bed. And amazingly, we had that to happen, and amazingly, that's what he said I've been doing. Why you been slumping upon the bed? And guess what happened now? He said, then I seal your instructions. He said, for what reason? He said, because I'm trying to withdraw you from your, can we see what the definition of pride is? They use pride, probably your ambition, the goal of what you're trying to do. Because sometimes we'll set ourselves, a lot of y'all have been guilty, I've been guilty, we all been guilty of, we know, but we're going to still keep going. Have we been guilty of that? Yes. So get what he said, I'm trying to turn you. Yeah. Think about when Gerah, the Malak of Abimelech, of Gil, when he had taken Abraham's wife, and he hadn't came near her yet, he was in the bed, and he troubled him in his dream. Now, we could say that Elohim had spoken to him twice, but we do know that night and when that dream fell on him. And according to EU, he said that's when he'll do it. He said when slumbering upon the bed. He said, then I opened his ears while I sealed his instruction. Because he let him know, you're a dead man. He got his instruction while he was asleep. That's not to say Elohim hadn't spoken to him twice before that. And for us, you got to start realizing, how many times have he talked to us? Hello? And now I know what you say, he hasn't spoken to you. They're going to be tight on 1341 of the book of Acts of the Charlotte King. Because he said, behold, you despisers and wonders. He said, because I work a worker, you're Yamin. He said, when you will not among. He said, though each declare it to you. That's what he told. He said, a man told it to you. So now you won't listen to me. He said, I got to get you into sleep. I'm going to wait till you go to sleep. I'm going to tear your behind up. All right, pride, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own, the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions that are widely just too much writing. I was good right here. I don't know where you're going like you're saying the same thing. You found something else? Consciousness of one's dignity. Be especially proud of particular. I stay up here. A feeling of deep pleasure and satisfaction derived from one's achievements. And that's what he looked at. Abimelech had taken Abraham's wife. That was a big achievement. Got his sister in mind. He went and he laid her right there, trophy. And then Elohim came down and he withdrew that from him. And you know how many times we've been guilty of? We don't realize that a lot of times. That's what we'll look at, our goals and things we'll go after, our pride, we'll go after things when we shouldn't. Hello? Goodness, man, y'all look terrible. You do look terrible. I hope you're living better. No, you can't be living better than you're looking. Because at the end of the day, this is the problem we got. You playing with a man that does too many things. When I say you, that's me too. You playing with a man that know your thoughts before you can think them. You playing a man that know your moves before you make them. And make no mistake, he's already set things in place for you. He already said things. Just like them, he let them know before it happened. They didn't throw him off at the last minute. Nobody did. Everything was intentional that they did, and he was intentional on what he was going to do. He like, with the force you use to commit it, the force I'm going to use to do it to you. Y'all familiar with the term El Shaddai? Shaddai. What does it mean? The mighty tit. Yeah, they look at that. That's what they look at. The all-powerful, the most supreme. And they look at that. Then you got Shaddad. S-H-A-D-A-D. S-H-A-S-H-A-D-A-D. Shaddad. You want to just keep it. He violently destroys. Violently. See, and that makes sense that he can be both. He can be the most powerful, the all-ruler, supreme ruler. He also can be the destroyer. Because that's your root. Hello? That's why he told you, I kill, I wound, and I make alive. So it's just be a side, what side you put me. You heard people say before, y'all ain't probably never, how many of y'all been living over 1 minute? Okay, good. You probably never heard that before. Don't get on my bad side. Is that a different person? Why would somebody say that? How could you have a bad side? You see what I'm saying? So it's all about who he is. He could be all Shaddai to you, or he could be Shaddai. Whichever one you want to be. Just get on the wrong side. Y'all got, I will violently destroy you. So they came through Mizraim. Who was it? Shaddai. He violently destroyed them. That's his intent. When he set their mind against you, just like them people looking at, guess what they realized? We're dealing with Shaddai. This man is going to violently destroy us. I don't know, maybe we're in a different place, because y'all hearing words and you don't consider this is what they heard before he did it to them. You know what would probably been better? If he'd have told it to them why he was doing it. He was trying to give them a chance to consider. Because my law is sent and intent on doing something to you. But for whatever reason, it doesn't move you. But when it comes, then you're going to know, that's what I said. That's what I intended for you. See, we trying to get a different result than what we've been getting all our life. For a majority of the time, because we stayed in correction a lot. And correction is good, because that's the process of getting a person to Talmud perfect. But at some point, you have to mature into a state to where the obvious I don't do. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that come up, it's going to be something that I'm becoming conscious of. Or maybe it's something I might have missed. But to just walk literally right into wrong, that wouldn't be profitable. Right. That wouldn't be profitable. And see what makes it hard on all of us, whether you believe it or not, and makes your way hard, is the fact that he makes sure you're being taught that you know. We don't just shoot words out. Yeah, you can put Shaddad up there for them so they can see it. And because the reason why, because you don't know who you're dealing with. You ever heard somebody tell that before? You don't know who you're dealing with. That's what he want to make sure you don't know who you're dealing with. Because you know what you're thinking. Man, listen, if you ask, he's faithful to forgive you. Is that for everybody? You got to remember, this man warning us. This man is teaching, because you need to know who you're dealing with. It's some folk you tell folks, say, you don't want to play with him. You ever heard that? Somebody ever told you about somebody, don't play with them? Because they'll hurt you. They're a kid, they said, don't play. Somebody should have told us that. Really, somebody should have told us, don't play with him. People just say, well, don't take his name out of vain or stuff like that. You don't play with the Lord's name. Okay, you might get slapped in the mouth or something like that or swearing like that, but people didn't tell you all the attributes of him. You know what I'm saying? His name, they just taught her, I don't play with his name, but you play with his word. His name is attached to his word. So while you think you're smart on one end, you offend on another one. You got what I'm saying? Oh, I've been raised, it's not care. You don't swear by God's name. You don't take his name in vain, but you done took all his commandments. Right. You see what I'm saying? So what if I don't never take his name in vain, but I violate the Torah? Am I better? No different. And that's what we're trying to get now. Understanding that when we leave out, we start doing better. Y'all got what I'm saying? This is your healing. This is your healing. Y'all got it? You've been wounded. He said, I wounded you with the wound of an enemy and with the chastisement of a cruel one. Let me tell you something. When Yahushua was on that too, how you think he threw that sword? That probably like, come wanted, like, you know what I'm saying? I tried to thrust you all the way through. I ain't want to stick in you. I want to come all the way through you. He wanted that man. Listen, you know he was talking to us. And then what y'all think he did when he put him on? He said, I wanted him with the, and you know how I did it? Listen, you think they just slapped him? Man, people drew back. They tried to slap piss from him. He said, with the chastisement of a cruel one. You know, you ever seen somebody, like, this is how we do, I'm just using. We done seen what they call some of them police beat. What we say? Like how they did that guy. What we say about that one? Cruel. What kind of beat you think they gave Yahushua? And you know, they'll put them out. You say, oh man, I can't. You know, some people say, man, I can't even. How many people feel like I can't look at that? What were you about? Guess what? He said, I can look at you getting it though. He said, because I meant it for you. I meant to wound you. I meant to woo you. Listen, and with the chest of a cruel one. I wanted you to know it was cruel because your action, your ways. This is what brought all this to pass. Our ways, and we had to see it. Otherwise, people tell you they're not bad people. People don't tell you, I'm a bad person. People don't tell you that. I mean, I ain't going to say bad. Bad. Terrible. Because we always learn how to rationalize. That's why we never fully come in compliance, because we can always rationalize. Because the reason why I'm going to say not bad, because I got to start thinking in my mind, who I know worse? Child molesters, rapers, serial killers, people that sell fentanyl to kids, worse people. He said, no, it's the same. See, we've learned how to lie to ourselves so long living that when we hear the word, it's the same thing. You hear it, but you don't hear it with the intent that you finna really change nothing. Because you either stuck in a place of you're not that bad or you're not going to be saved anyway. And these are dangerous places to be in. So he's giving us an opportunity to go through and look at what can we do to make these changes. You know what I'm saying? Why are we able? He told you why your adversary in the way. We got to make reconciliation. He in the way. It's time to reconcile. Hello? Let me tell you. Well, all right. You're cold. He stole his brother's birthright. You know what he said? F my brother. He can burn for his own concern. You know he looked at? I had to get that thing right. And the way he was traveling, his brother was too. And all you know he kept doing? He kept sending gifts. He said, you let him know, I'm right behind you. Huh? I'm right behind. Send a gift. Y'all know who understood that? Yahushua, when he was immersing. When the Pharisees and them came to his immersion, what did he want them to do? That should have been in front of you. You should have had something in front of you. You need to be trying to see people just come to get in the water. Where your reconciliation at? That's right. Now he looked at you. You know, folks saying they just pop up. You know, I just want to be saved. That man looked at you because our suit was killing him. I'm gonna kill you when I see you. This man was looking at. I got to make reconciliation with this man. I got to fix this thing, man. He kept sending this stuff to, guess what? By the time he got there, All that brother could do was just hug him. Okay, man, said like, hey, listen, I was gonna kill you. I was. I'm still a little pissed. But I thought about it. How you reconcile? You finna go see Yahuwah, and you can't even be the little drummer boy from the little criminal movie. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. Y'all remember the little drummer boy? He played that thing, but he said he was beating that thing hard. He had no guilty brain. Yeah. To be brutally, to be powerful, to be impregnable, to ravage. Dead, destroyer, oppressor, robber, spotter, utterly, lay waste. He was our Shaddai to us. To the Mizraim, he was Shaddai. That's what they saying come. He plundered them. He destroyed them utterly. See, it depends on what side you want to be on. Hello? Even Musha asked them, after they built the golden calf, he asked them who was on who. He wanted to know who was on our Shaddai side. What do you want him to do? You come to me. But to the rest of them, he was Shaddai. He told every man, take his sword and slay his ark. Kill every one of them. That's who he was. It depends on what side you want to be on. So we had to start making adjustments and start really looking at what we're doing and what we're trying to do. Y'all got it? He won't be stopped. Y'all got it? What he intended to do, though, he going to do it. Let's get there right quick, that 14th chapter. I told him, your call's a call, 14:11. Just a matter of time. He got to move somebody out. He coming back. Will you be ready? All right, that's where we're at. Let's see what happened. Oh, so it started 11. Okay. Let's see 10. Let's go see where it started now. Let's see 10. All right. Let's see. Uh-huh.
The Nabaim will bear the guilt for their Kataim. The Kata of the Nabah will be the same as the Kata of the Enquired.
Or the Enquirer.
Inquirer.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
That's okay. This check coming later.
So that the Beth of Yasharal will no longer wander away from me or defile themselves with all their crimes. Rather, they will be my arm, and I will be their Elohim, says Adonai Elohim.
Well, hold on for a minute. Back me up a little bit from 10. Let's see what happened here. 14, what I wanted. 14, that's fine. We're going to 6. We'll take it for now. Let's see. Matter of fact, go to 1. Let's see what happened here. Because this is something we need to consider. Listen.
Then certain of Yasharal, Sarim, came to me, and while they were sitting with me, the Debar of Adonai came to me. Human being, these Anashim have taken their idols into their lob,
What happened?
thus setting in front of themselves the stumbling block that leads to Kata.
Guess what they were doing? Asking questions. And he was answering their questions. Sound familiar? He said they came and sat with me. And when they sat down with me, these guys, they were asking me questions. And you know what Yahuwah told him? These guys got something in their heart. They're asking you questions, but they're not honest on their intent or what they're trying to get. Y'all hear this? Y'all don't know what's going on, do you? In the book of Oriam, same thing happened with Yahushua. He went inside the Mashkan, and he sat down, and they were asking him questions, and he was answering questions. And you ain't gonna believe it. I already know what y'all guys' intent are. I already know your stumbling block is in your law. You don't really want no answer to what you want. You want to see where you can trap up and where you can get out. So you see, when your call's a call, he told them when they came there, you know, he was thinking, I'm trying to figure, why do you folk keep asking me all these questions? He said, listen, these human beings here, these guys are asking you questions, but they have another intent. They've already set their stumbling block in their heart, because what you tell them, they're not going to be able to do it. And they know they're not going to do it, because they already know where they sat, and they know where they at, and they know when they ain't going to give up. But I just don't want to warn you about the people. Listen.
Let them consult me at all. Therefore speak to them and tell them that Adonai Elohim says, everyone in the Beth of Yasharal who takes his idols into his lob, thus setting in front of himself the stumbling block that leads to Gatah,
What happened?
and then comes to the Nabah, I myself, Adoni, will answer him in a manner suited to his many idols,
Let's see.
in order to grab hold of the Beth of Yasharal in their lob, since through their idols they have all fallen away from me.
Hold on for a minute. The reason he's going to answer them in order to grab hold of the Beth of Yasharal in their lobs, since through their idols they have all fallen away from me. See that? That's what he's trying to do. Now we'll find a statement. Now to him that's able to keep you what? What does a stumbling block do? So he said now to him that's able to keep you from falling. What is he going to be doing? He said, I got to grab hold of him. You follow him for a second. Now, the idol in your heart, make you fall. Come on. See, now to him that's able to keep him from falling. And to present him. Because he got to go to my spot. You see what I'm saying? This sense works not to him literally doing, but the information. Now he go to fall, the information keeps him. What's wrong with Big Man? Roy said, I seen it coming signs. Isn't that right? Something going on with it. But no, y'all understand what we're doing? Because remember, he talked about them falling. This remedy, I'm trying to keep you from doing it. Since your stumbling block is in your heart, since they were going, I need to grab hold of your heart. I got to get you from doing this. And I'm able to keep you from doing it through the information. In order to recover Yasharal. Now another person, another way you can fall? Through blindness. Blindness can make you fall. He told you to let them alone. What kind of leaders were they? Leaders of who? And if the blind lead the blind, see, there we go falling again. Guess why Yahushua say he came? To give recovering of sight to the blind. Yeah, open eye and to give recovering of sight. See, some people born blind, some people got blind later. So the one that never seen, I give them sight. To the people that seen and wind up losing, I can't give recovery of sight. Hello? Yes, sir. That make sense? Yes, sir. So this is where we lose. We keep looking for, I think we keep looking in the world of miraculous. When it's really simplistic to a point of understanding. He said, these guys that come to ask you these questions, these guys' problem is right here. And these guys don't realize, you know what? I will answer them. I'm going to answer these guys. Since they came in ask, I'm going to answer them. And the reason why I'm going to do it this way, because I'm going to recover them. And when I recover them, I'm going to be able to keep them from falling. So when you read that, now to him that's able to keep you from falling, present you falling, you was in a Christian spiritual world. How you thought? You never understood or knew. He was looking at you falling. Hello? When Yahushua, and he had got through fasting, what did Satan come want him to do? Want him to do what? Fall. And you know how he wanted to fall? He asked him to jump off. That didn't work. But then he started offering him some things. You know why he offered those things? Because I know it's in your heart. I showed him all the Malkuth. I showed him all of them, Dave. Who don't want things? I know where your heart at. So I'm going to show you all this. Hello? I'm going to show you all this. I know where your heart at. This is how we get defeated. We lie to ourselves and say it ain't. It is. You just got to learn how to possess things. I told you before, you can't let things possess you. Y'all got it? Okay. The fact that you go back, you read, a lot of stuff makes sense, don't it? That's what, look, now, through their idols, they have how many fallen? So I need to keep you from falling away. Sometimes we might say, men can't say we had a fallout. It might be from some words or transaction, whatever. So let's try to mend this and get it. So guess what? So we won't have to fall out no more. That's all he want to do. He said, guess what? We had a problem with him over some words. That's what it was, some words. He said some things. We did some things. It was a fallout. We didn't see eye to eye. Isn't that right? He was looking at me. I was looking somewhere else. Mimicking who? Y'all thinking? Ain't nobody you don't know. I guess I was looking at kind of in that sense. I think about with your cold, cause Laban realized when he left, but he could tell the way you've been acting, the way you've been looking, you've been longing for this. He could tell it. He wound up agreeing. At first he didn't want him to leave. He hated he left, but he realized. He said how you so long for it. No doubt he kept looking to it. Kadeem. Even when Yahushua came, they tried to get him, constrain him to stay. What was the problem he had? He was set to go somewhere else. They could tell he wanted to go somewhere else. And you know what they did? They restrained him, saying, stay with us. They could tell the way he would look. I'm telling you, they say sorry, they could tell he was set, he wanted to go somewhere else. So he had to constrain it. Yahuwah know us. Guess what? Our eyes set to go somewhere. He talking to us, but our mind, our law is set to do something else. So he had to put us in a state where he could constrain us. Okay, don't worry about it. Y'all pay attention. It's toward evening. And that's dangerous for you. You know why? He coming as a thief in the night. All right, let's see what happened. Therefore,
say to the Beth of Yasharal,
that
Adonai Elohim says, repent, turn yourselves away from your idols, turn your pani away from all your disgusting practices. Mm-hmm. For everyone, whether from the Beth of Yasharal.
Hold on, we ain't for everyone. There we go.
For everyone, whether from the Beth of Yasharal or a foreigner living in Yasharal, who separates himself from me and takes his idols into his lob, thus setting in front of himself the stumbling block that leads to Kata, and then comes to the Nabi, asking him to consult me for him, I myself, Adonai, will answer him.
What you gonna do?
I will set my pani against that person.
Y'all hear that? It's one of the things, don't ask. Don't ask. Please don't ask me. Ain't that bad? Don't ask me. So you gotta think about this. You hearing this. What you want to go? You want to ask some questions? So I just said you in a state you can't ask no questions. Everybody of the house of Yasharal, every foreigner that stays around it, if you ask me one question and you got to stump on your heart, I'm going to answer you. And it's not going to be good for you. Now you got people sitting here thinking. Now, you know what else you need to do? You need to examine yourself. You ain't going to believe why. See whether or not you're in the Amanah. Think, what would they have to do? If you have questions and you got concern, what do you need to do? It'd be foolish to ask you know you got a stumbling block in your heart. Is that your little call? Joseph, I'm going to blame it on you. No, it ain't on you. It ain't you. It ain't you. I'm going to put it on Joseph. And Alex. Troublemaker. So now you think about, he puts us in a situation. That's why it makes sense when he's talking about a man examining himself. And then so let him do. See, we never consider that. A lot of times we ask questions, but if I'm set on doing something, your answer you're going to give me ain't going to be no good to me anyway. You see what I'm saying? These are things we've been guilty of. We said, well, I tried to ask. You know, I asked, I did ask. He said, but your stumbling block right here, why would you inquire of me of it? You know not to. You see what I'm saying? For years, we've been functioning, doing things, but we have been functioning right because we never understood. They don't throw away these books. We don't use this. We're New Testament creatures. When yet he's clearly telling these people what their problem is. It don't make sense to me to go ask them that when I know what I'm intent on setting doing. He said, don't inquire of me when you have the thing right there in front of you. He said, because I'm going to answer you and it's not going to be good. All right, come on. Hold on, your mic off. You might have picked it up later too. Is your battery dead?
It's back on.
Okay, go ahead.
Make him a warning sign and an example, but cut him off from my arm. Then you will know that I am Adonai.
Who want to do that? Can you imagine that? I don't want my dumb, stupid self. I'm going to add that man a question. I want to know something. And the thing right here. And I just found out I'm finna cut you off and you finna be an ox. You finna be a sign for everybody else. I'm gonna cut you off from everybody and you're gonna be a sign. Who want that job? He said, I need to use someone. I need you to come up with your stumbling block and inquire of me so I can cut you off and you will be a sign to everybody else. I ain't got no letter to read. Not me. I'm good. I ain't got no letter. Who you think moving up there for that? Nobody doing no stuff like that. That's crazy, isn't it? It's like, no. So what? Yeah, I mean, that's typically our behavior. He said, I need somebody to be us. I need you to be a sign that you'll be the person that everybody say, you don't want to be like him. Man, I remember he did that stupid junk. I remember what happened to him. I ain't finna do that stuff. He said, I need somebody. I told him before, all the people we read about, these are forerunners. We're getting to be Monday morning quarterbacks and get it right. It's one thing the Monday morning quarterback, and you know, it don't make no difference what you say, the game still win. I'm letting you quarterback, and the game can be right now. Yeah. He said, because I'm going to use somebody. I'm letting you know. Guess what? I don't know what's in my heart. I don't know what's in my heart. Yeah. I don't know what my intent is. Yeah. He said, and I know it too. Yeah. You said that? He said, then you will know that I am the Adonai. You're going to know I'm the master. Right. When I do this, he said, that's the thing he did with Pharaoh first. Only he took him down. Pharaoh was revered. He was acknowledged. And one of the greatest rulers ever. They don't teach a history. History, we hear more about the Greeks than the Romans. Yeah. Yeah. We all hear about white empire. Listen, Mizraim sat over everybody. Sir. People had to come down. Nobody had to go to Europe. Nope. People had to come see these folks. Right. We were set to see. You know you're somebody and we got to go see you. Right. They don't talk about Iraq like that. We had to go see them. Yes, I sat these people. Then he said, I took them down so everyone would know and fear me. Right. He said, I ain't got to take all these nations down. I'll take down the nation that take the rest of them down. Right. He said, that's how I know I can beat you. I said, man, you ain't never fought. Everybody who done beat you, I beat them. Yeah. I assured you can't beat me. He said, I ain't got to tell you. I let one person go through there, dominate everybody, rule them. Say, you won? Yeah, I won. You the champ. You the champ. All right, now it's time to fight me. Yeah. Take you down, break your arm, destroy your whole Malku. Now the whole of Rod looked at me. Yeah. You the man. They said, you the man. That's how he did it. He said, when I take that person down, and these people realize it, then they're going to consider. These people are going to examine themselves before they come and inquire of me. Come on.
Now, whenever a Nabi is enticed into speaking at Dabar, it will be I, Adonai, who will have enticed that Nabi.
God, can we see what enticed is? You might fall under seduced. Attract or tempt by offering pleasure or advantage. Hands, who we talking about? I got to preach about that hate. I don't want to say hate. I don't want to say that. Somebody I can't stand. No, that's right. Somebody that make me sick to my stomach. Because a hate is a strong word. So can we all, let's not use hate, okay? Can we do that? Because it's strong. Let's just tell Jai, I'm going to call Jai's name. Let's just say, you make me sick to my stomach disgustingly. Because hate is like, you know what I'm saying? It's a powerful word. Right? Like cocaine. It's Jai, he'd make me sick to my stomach. Go ahead. That's right. So think about this. We heard of Balaam and we said, man, Balaam's so stupid. Was he really so stupid? Or was he enticed? Because you know what moved him? The advantage. Think about it. Remember what they offered him. Promoting him. See, that's what's amazing. You know, people say, oh man, see, that's why you can't sell out for that stuff. Yahushua said, I enticed him. He said, whenever they enticed to do this, to do that, he said, I'll do it. He said, because he knew, I know what's in your law. You want position. That's why they offered it. He wasn't moved. He told her, he said, you will be promoted and you're going to get these riches. See, they worked on it. Guess what? That was in his law. Just like you, just like me. When you do stuff, that's what's in your law. Attract or tempt by offering pleasure or, okay. Let's see, since we said it, but Bamat Bar, they call numbers. That should be the 22nd chapter. To that 22 and about 5. I appreciate y'all putting the definition, because we got to understand it. Why you think, so think about it. How do we get ourselves in these situations? Because we're looking at what? Pleasure, advantage. Okay, let's show you something. Now, amazing, we're going to look at somebody else. No, y'all ain't thinking about. Pleasure, advantage. Think about it. Pleasure, advantage. Pleasure, advantage. My Aku. How many Aku feel like they know the answer? I want y'all to text it in the thread. Let them get a chance to text it for y'all answer call. That go answer it once I say it ain't gonna work. We don't have a time stamp when they text them. What's what we looking at? Pleasure and advantage. I'm gonna get you. Let me give them a chance. Y'all already done did it. No, you can't put it on thread. Put it on a cool thread. Some brother at home wake up and see that thing in there. Glory to God. She done told me. Now put it over there. We'll find out where you at. Have y'all put it in there? Am I cool put it in there? Has NM put it in there? Pleasure, advantage. Both of them. How many cool? You got Hannah? I got N behind you now. See? N got an N back down. How many of my cool done put the answer in? How many of them don't know the answer? Oh, you put yours in? You feel good about it? Okay. I got you. Say that one honey, that's fine. Chanel, you put yours in now? Val, you put one in now? No, sir. Let me just see what the answer was. Oh, I just learned something. No. No. Who is Pastor Buttocks? Oh, cause I figured I like that. Went and put a preacher in here. Oh, somebody put this in mind. All right, Akeem, y'all ready? All right. Well, N had a hand up first. You came up later. That's saying Ed. We'll see where we at. N, who you got? Ka'ur. You right? Ka'ur, right. Also, y'all keep us straighten out. They are cool on top of it. They be moving now. They on top of it. Ka'ur. Remember, when he offered her the tree, remember, she saw it was one to be desired. To make one what? Remember, and she could be like Elohim. And she saw it was two for food. She saw the pleasure in it. And she saw advantage. So now you see how it happened. Now this is amazing. We just hearing this now, and your cause a call. But he just told you whenever a Nabi is enticed. He said, I enticed him. Remember when the serpent came, did she ask the serpent questions? What did the serpent do? He asked her questions. And she was enticed. He said, I enticed him. I know what's in your law. I enticed you. This is 22 and 4. I said 4, 5 guys. All right, let's see. 5. 22 and 5. This is Bamat bar. They'll call it numbers. I don't know. Maybe they would count the trees. I think they did numbers because they was in the wilderness for 40 years. Why they named this Mad Bar. Another version they call it numbers. If I'm correct, I'm thinking they called it numbers because it denotes the time period that they was in the Bamat bar. They was in there for 40 years, but the book is actually Bamat bar. Okay. All right. Let's see. He sent
Malachi to Balaam the Ben of Beor at Petor by the Nahar in his native Arise, to tell him, Shammah, a arm has come out of Mizraim, spread over all the Arise and settled down next to me. Therefore, please come and all this arm for me, because they are stronger than I am. Maybe I will be able to strike them down and drive them out of the Arise. For I know that whomever you Barak is in fact Baraka, and whomever you all are is in fact all are.
Think about that too, Lee. We reading. I know reading, processing while reading, doing that for me. Y'all probably don't get a chance to really look at it till we talk. But y'all saw what that man had to happen before he could take them out. What was key? What is it? No. What's key to it is the fact that I need Elohim to be against you for it to happen. If I'm going to do something to you, I need for Elohim to be against you. That's the only way. He said, I need you because I know whoever you do it, if you say and you get him and communicate with him and he is against them, then I could take you down. But if he don't do that, then I can't do it. I wouldn't dare try you on my own. That's what people knew about it. I can't try, which means how much studying people did to know you. I mean, I'm looking at, if you next to me, this is just a matter of time for you wind up coming over. Because you remember, he told before the book, y'all don't remember the book of Yahoo. He said that we were going to say that it was too narrow, that we needed more space. And if you're right next to her, what we going to do? Probably go buy some property across town? Buy another 150,000 miles? What's going to be the nearest place to get some more land? We coming. He knew that. He said, I'm not stupid. These people are multiplying. And if they multiplying, it's just a matter of time. They're going to spill over. Because we were Ma'im, right? You know what Ma'im tend to do when they keep getting full? It'll spill over at banks. People ain't stupid. They know we're going to spill over our banks. You'll continue to multiply, which means you're going to push over. And you're not the asking type. You're the taking type. Okay? Now, all these things are things you just kind of consider. They knew that. When they looked at it, that they knew what would happen. Now listen, he needed you and Elohim to be against you before he attacked. That's how he knew he could prevail. So guess what you learned with Yahushua? When Pelotus told him how he could have him killed. Or I could spare your life. You remember what he told him? You couldn't have any authority over me at all. It has to come from him. These people had enough sense to know, I have to get Elohim against you. See, I told y'all before, this is why we have to do so much research and reading, going back, looking at things, because you got to pay attention to it. Elohim had an intent. He's trying to get us to see something. You keep thinking, oh man, why stuff keep working? Why things? It's a process, and you have to understand how things work so you understand how he's working. You got what I'm saying? And we fall all the time, make mistakes because we don't pay attention. The people that's working, you know how. Just like they did with Daniel. They made laws to put in that would go right against what the doctrine was. You were supposed to palau toward Kadim. We do this at least 3 times a day. Yahoo said he'll do it 3 times a day. So we do this. They put a petition saying, all right, we're going to do something different. We don't want no praying for 30 days. Daniel was in there when they made the law. And he walked straight out and went right back to his room and he opened the window, and that's where he plowed. And when they see it, they brought it in and let them know this man broke the law. And they knew what kind of person, because you know what? Just like he knew what was in the hearts of the people when we do folly, they knew what was in his heart too. That's why they made the law. They knew he wasn't the type of guy going to sit around and ain't going to pray for 30 days. Ain't happening. Not happening. He praying. And he went right there in that one. He like, I ain't got time to be, he ain't go start no protest march. He ain't go try to get some more people. What we going to do? What we going to do? We going to be nonviolent. They're like, dang, y'all, you talk like Dr. King. I know it. We got some difficult days ahead. No. He just knew, I know what I got to do. I heard what they said, but I'm not veering from what the man told me. I'm going to still do it. But remember, they already said, if we're going to get something on him, it's going to have to be a violation with his Elohim. See, this is how they're going to take it out. The man was over everybody, except for the Malak. He had 3 other presidents. He said, but Daniel was preferred before them because he had a more excellent ruach. So they knew in order to take him down, we need to get a violation with his Elohim. So if he followed the law, because he's working in the system with us now. So surely he's going to acknowledge our system, and then he got to look at his Elohim. You know the people tell you, this is where they mess up at. See, you can't be a police, you can't be in politics and be a child of God. I don't know where people get this foolishness from. Because Daniel was over the presidents. The Malak set him over. But he didn't let not one law they make him break off from Elohim. People always teaching stupid stuff. They always keep stupid stuff. They know they say, so you be a police, you have to kill folk. I ain't no police, you break in my house, I'm going to kill you. I'll get my badge after. That's stupid. They'll have guns and they'll say you can't be one. So what you going to do with your gun? People come to the dumbest stuff. Who going to be better in office than us? Who going to be better police than us? Because you got to be fair with everybody. You got to do what's right. You can't be taking that and sticking it in your pocket. You can't take no payoffs. Well, I mean, if don't nobody know me, and I get my tip, I want to say, but no, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to do stuff. We got to be just. We got to be sadaq in our dealings. Y'all hear me? All right, listen. Let's see what they did.
The leaders of Moab and Midian left, taking with them the payment for.
They're going to call it divining,
Yeah.
trying to get him to curse them.
Came to Balaam and spoke to him the Dabarim of Balak. He said to them, "Stay here is Layla, and I will bring you back whatever answer Yahuwah tells me." So the Sari of Moab stayed with Balaam. Elohim came to Balaam and said, "Who are these unashamed with you?" Balaam said to Elohim, "Balak, the ben of Zippor, Malak of Moab, has sent me this message. The arm who came out of Mizraim have spread over the Arats. Now come and all them for me. Maybe I will be able to fight."
Against them?
To fight against them and drive them out. Elohim answered Balaam, "You are not to go with them. You are not to all the because they are Baraka."
See that? Don't go with them. You ain't supposed to do it because these people already been Barak. Come on.
Balaam got up in the morning and said to the Sari of Balak, "Return to your own Arats, because Yahuwah refuses to give me permission to go with you."
What happened?
The Sari of Moab got up, returned to Balak, and said, "Balaam refuses to come with us." Balak again sent Sari, more of them and of higher status than the first group.
Wow, position, status. What happened?
They went to Balaam and said to him,
What happened?
"Here is what Balak the ben of Zippor says.
What is he saying?
Please don't let anything keep you from coming to me. I will reward you very well.
What else?
And whatever you say to me, I will do.
What else?
So please come and all this for me." Balaam answered the Abadim of Balak, "Even if Balak were to give me his palace filled with silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the Debar of Yahuwah, my Elohim, to do anything great or small.
Go ahead.
Now please, you too stay here this Layla, so that I may find out what else Yahuwah will say to me."
Yes.
Elohim came to Balaam during the Layla and said to him, "If the Anashim have come to summon you, get up and go with them, but do only what I tell you."
You see that? I want you to answer what I tell you to tell them. What happened?
So Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his Bakar for donkey.
Bakar is for the olive.
It's ox.
Got done. Call. No, Kalam is the sleep.
That's the dream.
The donkey. Kamar. Should
Kamar.
be Kamar. Kamar for
Saddled his Kamor and went with the Sari of Moab.
And that's a female. We're going to see it up there. No.
But Elohim anger flared up because he went, and the Malaki of Yahuwah stationed himself on the path to bar his way, his Darak. He was riding on his Kamor, and his two Abadim were with him. The Kamor saw the Malaki of Yahuwah standing on the road, drawn sword in hand, so the Kamor turned off the road into the field, and Balaam had to beat the Kamor to get it back on the road. Then the Malaki of Yahuwah stood on the road where it became narrow as it passed among the vineyards and had abund walls on both sides. The Kamor saw the Malaki of Yahuwah and pushed up against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot regal against the wall.
Let me ask you a question. What did he had to do to get him back on the road?
Beat him.
What you think he got to do to get you back on the right path? That's what Balaam did until he get him back the way he needed to be. He had to chastise him. So all these things we read and we look at, these are things we have to deal with. Just like we got him to go. See, the reason why he went on and let him go, that's what's in your heart. I already told you, don't all these people. These people were rock. Why would you come back and ask me again? It will be because why? It was in it. That's why he. So what you think happened by the time he got to Yakaza call? When he started seeing all these people come up acting like they need to know something from him. I'm just asking. I wasn't trying to do nothing, I'm just asking. What would be the purpose? because that's going to be your fall. That's why he looked at, you know what? The person that come to inquire of me, and they sit in their law, and they come to the Nabal, I'm going to answer them. Because they're stumbling block in order to recover Yasharal. And I'm going to make this person an ox. I'm going to make them a sign. These people are going to consider them. Hold you guys. See that Beth Cuff, 2 Peter, they call it. See if that's 2 and 14. We'll finish up that your cause because I'll try to get y'all out, you who are willing. I'm taking about 12, let's see. Let's see, listen.
But these arm, acting without thinking, like animals without reason, born to be captured and destroyed, insult things about which they have no knowledge.
See that? They do things, they say stuff about, they don't have no information, they don't have a range of information, knowledge.
When they are destroyed, their destruction will be total. They will be paid back harm as wages for the harm they are doing.
You see that? They'll be paid back for the harm they done caused. Go ahead.
Their idea of pleasure is carousing in broad daylight. They are spots and defects.
So they went from the night ride into the daytime. They used to have clubs at night. Now they got clubs, you can go to the daytime. That's crazy. When you come, you remember daytime clubs? Y'all remember all the clubs were nighttime.
That's right.
But you know, he'll right. These folks done spill over to the day now. Yeah, they got clubs. I know for years in New York, they can talk about, they're like, man, them folks come out 7, 8 o'clock going to work. You're like, I remember hearing that, and I'm like, who comes out of a nightclub and go to work? Wear their clothes, go party, leave from the club and go to work. Now he said, these people don't start in the daytime. They counted pleasure, right? You typically did in the night. Other people sleep, that's the time, everything relaxed, everything down. But see, they done overwhelmed, and now they taking over the day. See, our oil was set to rule today. That's why you have a problem with us. The Shamash would never let the night take it over. That's how I won't do it. This is my hour. I'm not letting you rule this. You're not coming here. But look at us. Look what we don't let these people do. We got governors fighting now trying to stop training. They were showing trainees dancing for kids. Lay on the ground and open their legs up for the kids on the ground. How we get him? What does this have to do with education? I don't care if it's a woman doing it. Why would we have grown people sit up here slinging their legs open in front of kids, reading a book with their leg wide open like they would a skirt on a man? No drawers. To kids. If somebody shot him, then he'd be wrong. They'll be wrong. They're trying to save the kids. It's unfortunate that we think that this is okay, but what about the kids? But that's what's in our heart. You got to really look at the grown people, the ones demonic.
Yeah.
The kids ain't asking for it. How many of my kids here can hear me right now? Raise your hand, my young people. How many of y'all need a trainer to come dance for y'all? A man with a skirt on, laying on the ground and kicking his legs open. The kids don't want it. It's the grown people. All the people, it's grown people making these decisions. They're trying to play helping the kids. It's the grown faggots bringing in the other sick faggots and look like they're trying to educate the kids. And what's sad, the parents are scared to say something. How parents are afraid to say something? The school board make choices. The parents can control that board. Those people, if people are elected, can be moved out. Snatch your kid out. When the teachers ain't got nobody to educate, the school system got to shut down. Why y'all think they brought them kids back to school? Because they're going to have to shut it down. They need your kids. You think you need them? They need your kids. We should have been took the school system and changed this whole thing. I get a chance to work on it. Rockdale County, get ready. We make some changes. If I have something, they don't have no sister coming in and teach. Teach what? What you gonna teach? If you homosexual and you know how to educate and you gotta wear that stuff, you don't need to be in there. You be at a Halloween party somewhere. That's sick. Kids gotta sit out here and struggle with books, teaching them how to be homosexual. Who decided The whole board need to be tore down. I ain't talking right, all these boards. Who sits around? The school board get to agree on what book's coming out. Y'all heard that video when the little boy was reading, that boy got to read that book, talking about effing him, and his hands went in my pants. I went, the kid reading that, he was in middle school. He said, this is my library, this laying right here at the front entrance. Y'all didn't see it? We had, the boy got it, he said the book laying right here when you walk, he read it right there for the school board. He stood right there and read it. And the high schooler, they had a book in there teaching the boy how to suck cock. A book in the high school teaching the boy how to suck penis. I'm more pissed with the parent than the school system. Because we could have been shut that junk down. All them books getting burned. So you fired. You out of here today. You leaving today. You out of here. And said the boy said, the middle school boy said his librarian told him, said, if you want, I got some more books on that's more in depth. More graphic than that. He said the librarian stopped him and told him. He took the book out so he could show it to his dad and told him, said, if you want something, I got some stuff more graphic than that one. With the pictures. The librarian is offering it to a middle school kid? That's why I'm glad I was dumb. I ain't like it. Couldn't talk. I ain't like it. Wasn't no film strips in there. I hate the library. Can't shh. Got sick of that stuff. Y'all these books and you don't want nobody to talk. I can't be reading in my mind. I need to hear what I'm saying. Shh. I got so sick. How many of y'all got it? It was other kids that were doing that too. How many of y'all they hear all that shh? You're like, why are we whispering? Are we gonna wake the books up? Stupid. That's the dumbest stuff. Why you whispering? The books are dead. And you can't read because folks talking. You do know you have a mental problem. The world is not gonna be quiet for you to read these books. People put their pencil down quietly. You know what they need to put all books in the funeral home. That don't make sense. What is this? They tell the folk gonna get up. Can y'all please walk quieter? I'm trying to be dead up here. Where do we get this stuff from? Folk whisper at the graveyard. I don't want to go. That's where I want to go. Are the people in the ground complaining? Who created this stuff? Folk read books at home all day with the TV on, playing music. Now I say 2 words. Shh. You're like, really? We need all that extra. Folks in there just shushing for no reason. Oh, that junk irritate me. All right. So their idea of pleasure is carousing in the broad daylight. They are spots and defects, reveling in their deception as they
share meals with you.
Share meals? Okay, go ahead.
For they have always on the lookout for a Shah who will commit adultery, that never stop kata, and they have a lob that has exercised itself in greed.
What happened?
So that they seduce unstable what a all brood.
Sit down. Go ahead.
These have left the straight Darak
and
wandered off to follow the Darak of Balaam.
Who is he using? What do you use for your example? Who you said the scripture? You said the scripture? Well, we're looking at the donkey. For the fact that he went off, because when he had Balaam with him. The reason the donkey was off because he had Balaam on him. Balaam was off. It's signifying what he was doing. Why wouldn't the donkey be off? The rider off. Why wouldn't the donkey be off? See, now he's telling you about you while you're off. He told you done got off the straight path. This is what we do. We get off the straight path in order to do what we're doing. Come on.
And wandered off to follow the Darak of Balaam ben Beor, who Ahab the wages of doing harm.
Oh, man. How did he do? How did he feel about it?
Ahab the wages of doing harm.
Let me go ask you who. I'm just trying to see. I just want to be sure. Ain't for me. I'm just trying to check to make sure. See, you would have never known that unless you told it.
That's right.
See, you read in the book of Bamar, but you'll think Yahushua just got the man. Then you tell the man to go with the man? He wouldn't have went if you wouldn't have told. Yes, he would have. That's why I told him to go, because you had an intent. That's why you came and asked me. Go ahead and go with him. Just tell him what I told you. You know what he was trying to set up? What he told you your cause a call. Yahuwah will answer him. I'm going to answer him. And you know what it's going to be? The punishment they're going to be for him is going to be the punishment they're going to be for you. Mm. That's why you had to start looking at going and inquire. People say, can you go and inquire for me? Got to be careful. If I see a stumbling block, I can't get involved, because whatever punishment he got for you, he'll wind up putting it on me. Y'all see that? That's why he set it up. Look, Balaam set protocol. Remember, he just told, and the person was going to be an ox, wasn't he? Here we are, way over here. New Testament, they call it, and God bring him up. Why? Because he's an ox. That's he let you know he's an ox. Because that man here loved the wages of doing harm. And look what happened.
But was rebuked for his kata.
Reprimanded sharply. What happened?
A dumb beast of burden spoke out with a human call and restrained the Nabi insanity.
And he did what?
Restrained the Nabi's insanity.
See that? That's why he fell on his leg. And he tried to talk to him, remember? He went crazy. He started hitting him. That's why he talked to him. He said, why you hit me? I seen a killer right here in the road. I saved your life. Had I not fallen your leg, I'd have kept going. He was going to kill you. So this is what happened with y'all. It's everybody watching and saying, him. I'm trying to help you. And you so enraged to keep going the way you're going, sometimes you don't realize your insanity going to wind up hurting you. He was so driven for his love to go wrong and go contrary. This was his hurt. And a lot of times you don't realize it. You're doing things, you don't realize you're setting yourself up for a bigger fall. Because you get driven in your mind set to do something, and it's going to wind up being your hurt. So it give you an opportunity to use these people and come in, like I told you, now we Monday morning. Because we get to go through and realize, it's some things I like to do, it's some things I want to do, but you got to really start putting them in perspective. Where would this put me at with him? When's he going to come back and revisit me? And he going to let it be a downfall of me that I don't recover. Because there's some people he let fall without remedy. There's some people be punting without remedy. It's no healing for you. Just like he told the people, whatever, if the sword for you, let it get you. That means it's no remedy for you. You seeking one, but you can't find it. Huh? Yes, sir. He had people that tried to seek out for repentance. He said couldn't find it. You can look for it, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have it for you. That's why it's dangerous to keep going and keep playing and keep doing things and not constantly what people call soul searching, inner searching. Seeing where you at, seeing what you want and what you're willing to do for it. There needs to be restrictions on everything that you'll do. Up unto. You got what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll keep going, you'll keep trying to be crafty, you'll keep trying to be sneaky, you'll keep trying to be conniving, you keep going, and you'll realize that's your heart. That's your stumbling block. And your stumbling block gonna make you fall. And you wanna be broken without remedy. Y'all got it? Yes, let's finish up this cause a call real quick. Let's see cause a call. Okay. We at the 10th verse? What verse are we at? Okay. Is this where we left off, number 10?
In 9, I think.
He said 9, in a 9. Okay. Yeah, we talk about whenever he enticed into speaking of the law, it will be
I, Yahuwah, who will have enticed the Nabi, I will stretch out my hand over him and destroy him from among my arm, Yasharal. Mm-hmm. The Nabaim will bear the guilt for their Kataim. Mm. The kata of the Nabi will be the same as the kata of the Enquirer, so that the Beth of Yasharal will no longer wander away from me or defile themselves with all their crimes. Rather, they will be my arm, and I will be their Elohim.
Let me tell y'all something. Do y'all know what kind of person that is? What is it? Did I hear a gun pop? That was you. You made me just question my mama. That's my mom. How you feel about me questioning y'all growing me like that? That hurt. That hurt you? Bro, how you feel? And she didn't confess. Y'all said I caught it. Where y'all think that pop came from? I'm going to answer her myself. She just left my mama said, I'm looking around here, I'm looking, I'm like, because she got to chew at that point because she's stuck. You don't just popped it. I'm just looking, she's like, I'm looking at you too. Better sit right down. Old cotton picker.
I didn't know what you were asking for.
All right, that's like, pop. All right, back to the lesson. No. But do y'all understand what kind of pressure this is? Think about this, just like all y'all say here. Just say one of y'all just came up, I'm just you, just came up, she asking me something. Said, preacher, you inquire for me. You just talk to Yahuwah for me about something. I got something I'm dealing with. I said, okay, no, yeah, I do that. I go to ask, and how about the whole time? Now, Heifer got something else going on. I go and ask, because I've been enticed to come to see her. And now this thing gonna come up there. When I go ask, and he say, I got something for her, because she had something going on. And I'm going to come and I got something coming. I'm like, ooh, I got to go tell her that. I got to come and tell you that he got something for you because he found out something in your law, and he finna come get you because you used me to, and they're asking him, what's going to happen to me? How you think he got to look at people? Everybody come to him, you got to look at this. And if you move to go do it, it's because I entice you. How much pressure you think there is on him? You know how he probably was around them? Probably a man of sorrow, acquainted with grief. Because folk come and asking him stuff. You know, he was sitting down on the ground and he was writing one time. And you know what God did? They were asking him questions. So it makes sense why he just waited to answer. But he did let them know, though, the one that had committed Qatar, you cast the first stone. Do y'all see how he wound up getting himself killed? Can you imagine that you set him over a writing that's going to set and be predicated for the behavior all day long? And you get in this part and you start to look at this and you realize these people are going to be asking me questions. Because in the 21st chapter book of Matthew, at verse 11, you know they said the multitude said, this is Yahushua of Nazareth. They call him a Nabi. Which means what were people going to be doing? Asking him questions. Guess what was going to happen when he was answering? He was going to be enticed to answer. And when he was enticed to answer, whatever the punishment of the people was, that's the same punishment he would get. You understand how he died now? Yahuwah enticed him. He enticed him. Come on. Let me see. You'll be the second high ruler in Shamayim. You'll have your own Malkut. That was in his heart. You see how many things had to be done in order to get this done for you? The reason why he could take on death for you, which don't make sense. How would he take on death when he done nothing? The fact that I enticed him. And I got him to listen to you and answer your questions. And I already had predicated that the punishment of the Nabal was going to be the same punishment of the arm. He said, listen why though? Listen why. The Nabaim will bear the guilt for their
Kataim.
Wow. The kata of the Nabal, single, will be the
Same.
no difference as the kata of the
Enquired.
the people that ask. So that the Beth of Yashra will no longer wander away from
Me.
or defile themselves with all their
Crimes.
rather, but they will be my and I will be their
Elohim.
says the Adon Elohim. That was his purpose. Somebody got to bear the crime. Somebody had to bear it. See, when you read this and you start to understand anything, then you understand why you're so obligated to have to recompense this man with a behavior. You know what I'm saying? With a servitude. You know what I'm saying? How you serve him, why you give. When you don't know, you really don't know. Why you don't? Because he died. This man died. Think about this. Your call knew this. That when people were coming here, he knew you got something in your law. And then there's something laid on him to say, I'll go and I'll ask him, how in the world did I just do that? He said, because I enticed you. And your punishment is going to be the same as the inquirer. You see why he went ahead a whole lot of time and laughing and playing? Because he got to look at, it's just a matter of time that I'm going to have to wind up back. Because we try to figure, how do you account this man with sin? Because you'll read it, think it, it's hard. Who calls Yahushua a sinner? Then we understand how he took it on. Because we heard he took on our sin, right? Then we didn't understand why.
Right.
It's because we were going to inquire. We were going to inquire. I'm going to entice that man. And he's going to ask me. And when he come to inquire me, the punishment of you was going to be the punishment of him. And I was going to do that in order to recover you. Let's finish up a little more there. Make sense? Let's see something. This is what he told you after that.
The debar of Yahuwah came to me, Ben Adam, when a Aratz kata against me by dealing treacherously with me.
Disloyal. So that I do what?
Stretch out my hand over it and break off its food supply, sending it famine and eliminating both its humans and its animals. Even if these three Anashim were in it, Nuach, Daniel, and Ehud, they would, by their Sadiq, save only themselves, says Yahuwah Elohim.
Listen what else he do.
If I unleash wild beast on the Aratz.
You remember he told Jeremiah who told he appointed for them? One of them were wild beasts. What else?
And they kill its Banim and desolate it, so that no one can pass through because of the animals. Even if these three Anashim were in it,
like who?
As Kai says Yahuwah Elohim, they would save neither Bani nor Banuth, only they themselves would be saved, and the Aratz would remain barren.
Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all see why we look at him the way we do? Those men he just named, these are other men that are revered. EU, folk preach them all the time. The suffering of Job. I'm sorry, the suffering of jobs. We all got a job. You know the suffering of a job. Everybody know about Daniel.
That's right.
Read the handwriting on the wall.
That's right.
That's why people get it saying, the handwriting on the wall.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, these guys revered. New Ark.
Yes, sir.
He built the tower. The ark that saved and delivered. He said, what all these guys did, he said, can't deliver nobody but themselves. Why y'all think we look at Yahushua the way we do? He did what nobody, he told you in the 15th chapter book of Yukonon. He said, if I had not come and did the work that no other east could do. He said, listen, he said, I did it. I came and did what nobody else could do. All these people that you revered, you read about that kind. Then y'all took Yahoo book, and he actually told her how long we're going to be in there. We learned from him. He said, I learned from Yahoo that we're going to be here for 70 years. But then that man come on the scene. We heard about he was more wiser than Daniel. That man came along and did for us what nobody else could do and took on your reproach. He took it on from being a Nabaim. He took it on from being an aim, just like your cold mother did, said, let it fall on me. Y'all say he took on all that. He gave you an inheritance and through marrying you. Isn't that right? Then you got an inheritance through you being begotten of him. He set all these ways up to make sure it was infallible, incapable of error. He didn't do one thing, because some of these things could be argumentative. But he said, I set them in a way to where it's irrefutable. It's undeniable. The work that he did to where nobody can come and overturn it. You just had to have understanding and realize why when you go back to read why. This wasn't to frame these guys or anything, but to let you know what all you seen them do, nobody could do what this man did. It was of necessity he had to come. See, even when they sat down and they decided on Yahushua, you know, Caiaphas, who was the Rosh Kohanan, he told him, he says of necessity that one should die. He said for the people. How much knowledge did he have? He said it was of necessity that one should die. He said for all the people. When they proclaimed that he was going to be the one, they weren't just doing something stupidly. They knew that somebody needed to die for all the people. Hello? They brought him in and they questioned him. They said examine him. By examining, they were questioning him. And guess what their stumbling block was? They wanted to really know, was he the Ben Elohim so they could fall down and worship him? No. They had a stumbling block, did they not? Once he answered what they said, we ain't got no more questions. Course adjourned. Death penalty. See, he knew when he went. That's why he went. Think about it. Why he went answer him at first. They were studying asking him a question. Are you the Ben Elohim? He wouldn't answer. He like, I'm not answering. I got the right to remain silent, because whatever I say will and it can't be used against me. He's like, I'm not answering. He said, listen, I adjure you by the living Elohim that you don't tell nothing but the truth. Are you to be an Elohim? He said, from that point forward, he said, you'll see me sitting on the right hand of Shamayim. And Shamayim on the right hand of power in Shamayim. That's it. No more talking. We through answering all our questions. Kill him. They had a stumbling block. He knew that. That's why he went answer. You think about how long you've been reading it. Did you ever put together why he went answer them? Because he already knew what it said. But when you asked me about him, I had to reply. They knew how to get him to reply. So you're not going to just answer me. So I'm going to use a book on it. Guess who they learned it from? Go ahead.
He kept asking him, and he wouldn't tell him what it was. And then he told him, tell him nothing but that lie.
I don't know what book that's from, but when you find it, tell me about it. You put that check up there. What's got here? Samsung, the shampoo? What's Samsung doing? Oh, she told me she loved him. I'm trying to say the ink pen out. That'll put the check up now. Is let the book not on the not mine. You messed me up myself. Said, damn. What I asked y'all? I know I asked y'all quick. What you supposed to do with an elder? That's fine. And what were children supposed to do with their parent? And especially the one that's in Yahuwah. See, a lot of things he set up, he told them. When he tried to tell me in the 23rd chapter of the book of Matthew Yahoo, he told them that he told you about the parashim them. He told them they sat somewhere. And Musha said, he said, all they bid you to do, just not after they manner. He enticed him. He stuck him. He knew it. What I'm going to do? The Rosh Kohan just asked me a question. And he said, listen, this is me talking to you. You hear me talking to you? And tell the truth. He already knew. So when we saw him on the two, guess what we realized? That's the same punishment you're going to get. Because he told you the punishment of the bar is going to be the same as the inquirers. But so now we realize that his death was actually set up to remove it from us. He said, so I can keep them from going away. The man was going to be an ox. You were told that before. In the book of Zechariah, they call Zechariah. He told him that these men that sit before you, they're going to be for ox. They're going to be for signs. This man was a sign. That's why they came. Remember they came here. You remember they asked him for? I wonder why they asked him to show him an ox. What did they know? Why would I come to this man and say, show us an ox? Because they knew he was supposed to be for sign, him and the men with him. Wow. Jacob had 12 sons. What was the ox? It's a good one. The Kalamu? What's the ox? What was it? The ox was him and his sons and his wife. The father was the Shamash, the son. The mother was the Yari, and the boys were the Kukabim. The men that were before them, they were for signs. That's why Yahushua had the 12 with him. They were for signs. Hello? Okay. I'm trying to help y'all out. He made two great lights. He made the Shamash, he made the Yari. Which means he made what in the beginning? He made the man, he made the woman. Then he told you did what? They had children. They were for ox. That's why he put your ox and Shamaim and one down him. Y'all ain't going to get it. You're going to miss out. They were for ox. That's what he was trying to show you, that he was going to use one to take away the reproach. He going to it was going to fall on him. That's why he told you to reproach of them that reproach thee. Wow. How did it fall on him? And he answered it. And you know, that's why he tried to tell you before it happened. The reproaches of them that reproach thee, why was Yahuwah going to answer them? Why he just don't let Nabat answer them? Because he looked at your reproach against me, I'm going to put it on somebody else. That's why you understand, too, why he was a man of sorrow, acquainted with grief. Knowing I got to pay for something somebody else did. Because they got some hidden agenda that they're doing. And it's going to come on me now. Are y'all with me? Now you see why you should be appreciative? Because he had to line this in a way to where it made sense and it could still be right. And then you could kind of see the magnitude of what was put into your deliverance. See, the reason why it's easy for you to screw it up and make a mess out of it, because you don't never realize whatever actually happened. Can you imagine going through, anybody ever did a play before, ever played a play or skit? How much work was involved? Little? What if you did one the size of our writing? Imagine this. How many of y'all guys in the cross-dressing? How about you got to go from man to woman, then to child, then back to adult? Start off man, then go, and you got to have a baby during the process of this starting out. The show comes on, you man have a baby. What you look at the book? You said, man, I'm not playing no foolishness like this. This is retarded. This is just plain stupid. Why I look like, I'm come up here and act like in front of these folks, and I'm having a baby and I'm a man. He looked at it and read the script. He said, I'll do it. See, when you don't realize, this is why we screw up, okay? Because you have nothing in it. You have no knowledge. You're not willing to do anything because you can realize how much he actually had to do just to get us to that point. In order to get you to where he can put you in a sinless state, this man had to allow forerunners, then he got to come through. Mind you, how many people played Musha? How many people in the book played Musha? How many played Daniel? How them played Ray Hart the Harlot? How them played EU? And then one man came through and played them all. Yahoo, Yahoo, Obadiah, everybody you can name, Kabakoo, everybody. One man read the script and said, I could do them all. Jacob, everybody. Anybody you could think went through, I played them all. I played them all. But then think about us. You need to think about it. Why you think the punishment going to be so hard on us when he come back here? Because he left it to where it shouldn't be nothing else to be done. Why you think he told me that it was complete? I did everything that was possible for you. That's why he looked at it. You think I'm going to go back and replay this whole book again for you? He said it's impossible. When I did it once and for all. I covered every attribute. What those guys sat around and looked at and what your cousin call was sitting there taking on like, man, I know one thing. I'm going to be watching it. When a nigga come and ask me something, I'm going to be looking at that nigga dead in his eye. Nigga, what you up to, nigga? Nigga, what you been doing? You got a trick for me, nigga? He could have did that. Get what Yahushua had to do. I answered it. He ain't going to believe what he was like. Sheep led to the slaughter. And then, why you think you got to pay when you keep transgressing? Why you think you got to suffer? See, nobody never told us. Nobody never told. We just thought he came. He was born in a manger. He grew up. He went to church. And he died. And that's why it's so easy to transgress and go against him. That's why it's so easy not to love him. Because you look like, really, it wasn't a whole lot done. Some was done, but it wasn't enough done to you to make you stay consistent. So when you start understanding what all it took and the magnitude of what was done, it make it wild. I can't fall away from this. This ain't something I can fall away from. Y'all got it? I done fell in. I can't fall out. Right in it? You can fall in it. You can't fall out of it. Not when you get to understand. Not when you look at what was done and you can see why it's such a high retribution for when you transgress against it. You can see why he's adamant about when he cut you off, I won't take you back. Look what I had to do. There's not one person you can find in that book who could have played every one of these roles. Can you imagine you're a man, I'm going to pick you for a role. How many of y'all want to be a movie star, want to be an actor for him? How many men? Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna do this. The rest of y'all I'm gonna get them names. I'm gonna get all them names. I ain't know what y'all tell me. All these folks, none of these folks, never want to be no movie star. Every kid want to be a movie star. Y'all, nobody want to be a movie star. You tell me, no kid that want to be a movie. You want to be a movie star? You ain't never want to be a movie star. I want your name, number, driver license. Never want to be a movie star. Never want to be. What then? What? I know. Uriah. When they get home, lock down on. Tell, play dead. Play dead. No. How many men? I want y'all. All right. What I want y'all to do? Y'all into homosexuality? No, sir. Anyway, okay. What I want y'all to do? I want y'all to play this. I want y'all to play this role where you gonna get taken, you gonna get raped all night, and you gonna come back and you just gonna lay in front of the door and put your hands up on the doorpost. This is not a gay movie. I just want them and you're gonna lay your hands on the doorpost, all that, and when your husband come out, y'all say y'all not gay, right? Yes, all right, well, so when your husband come out that morning and he find you laid there in front of with your hands on the doorpost, he gonna take a knife and cut you up into pieces, and saddle you and put you on the back of his Kamar, his donkey, and he gonna take it and sling 12 pieces out to each one of the tribes. All right, play starts tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Can you imagine that? This man sat down at the table and took it out and broke it. That's why he gave it all 12 of them. Yeah. He looked at it because he let them know these people going to abuse me. Yeah. That's why he took it and broke it. He said, this is my body was broken for you. Here you go. He handed it out to him. You know what I'm saying? 5 things. I'm putting a man in my mouth. So he just, give me some more. He like, get away from me, you faggot. Don't ate up all. He's like, what the bread? Where did it come? Because I couldn't wait. That's why he won't put you in the play. And there can't be no homosexual in the play. So, but you understand, all this thing had to be done. He looked like, this is what's going to happen to me. I'm going to give my life. I'm going to give myself for you. It might not mean much to everybody. It means a lot to me. I appreciate the knowledge of understanding, and that makes me more committed. I'm being when you're committed, it's just certain things you can't do because you're already committed. It's kind of sometimes people commit to school. Other school they say, I'm already committed. I already signed. I'm committed. Now, see how they mess them up the same way. Like now you jump in a portal, you can just jump and go. Remember one time you committed, you couldn't go. See, think about how life went. Now, jump in the portal, jump in the portal, jump in the portal. People before you couldn't do it. When you committed, you be like, I already done committed. I'm committed already. Look how life now. They let you get commitment. That's why people don't serve better. Because they're teaching them. You can jump out. You ain't got to be married. Years ago, you'd be married. You couldn't get out of it. People did them. People always been divorcing. But it would be rare. I'm telling you, when somebody came up and they were divorced, it'd be different. They call them, in the 70s, they call one a divorcee. That wasn't no good name. What they call a divorcee. They be like, oh, she ain't married. She ain't with her husband no more. They be with, every time, oh, yeah, man, vote what's my name, brother? They ain't married no more. What happened to them? I'm not doing something. You be right there in their face, man. They're something. You know, they're talking about me. But see, now today, shoot, this thing popular. It's up and popping. Nobody call you nothing. They say, oh, you single. You never got that before. You were married right before. No, they said she a divorcee. Hey, listen, if you was a divorced woman way back 4 times, every time I say that woman married. You can't tell that woman that been married already. They used to look like that years back. They looked at you differently. Now, shoot, man, listen, before you can get divorced, man, you can go ahead and get married. You can get married while the ink still drying on the first one. Because society has put it. Before, it used to be a woman would look at differently. It even wasn't her fault. They looked at, if you were divorced, they just looked at you differently. You remember that poem about how they look at it? It was different, especially the country. Folk looked at you differently. Now, like I said, the world opened up now, the thing happened. And guess what? Folk look at you differently too when you break off from Yahuwah. The people all of him do. Hello? And he told when the folk couldn't continue to build, this man intended to build and didn't have sufficient. We're going to look at you. So in my conclusion, my end is for us to understand the magnitude of what was done. And my thinking is, my belief is, when people actually understand what all was entailed, just to get us to this point. You look at why he could just, he said, no, because of how you are, I had to do it this way. What he said, he could have just made us right out the beginning. You're not going to believe it. He did. but I knew you were going to go astray. So I had already set protocol and things in place that I'm going to have to set all this up. Think how much time this takes. Before I make it, I got to sit back and look at, I'm finna make a world out of nothing. And when I make it, I'm going to put all these things in, I'm going to get order to it so it can continue to run. And then I'm going to make a man, and I'm going to give him attributes, characteristics of myself. I'm going to give him the charge and the leeway to operate inside the parameters I give him. And that man going to go astray. And he won't be the only one. He's going to set up that everybody that's sent out for him, it's going to be a nation of these people that's going to go void. I'm going to have to go back, and I'm going to have to take a man from among him. And I'm going to have to set that man and separate him, and I'm going to make a berith with this man. Then I'm going to take somebody else that goes down here, and I'm going to make a berith with him in order to establish another man and a new berith that I can come back and I can reconcile these people back to him, because they're going to get astray, they're going to get away from him. And I'm the type of person, I get pissed real easy. And when I do, I start killing people. I wipe them out. I cut them off. I hate them. But I'm going to use this man to come back. I'm going to put all my hate, all my anger, all my vindictiveness on this man just so I can forgive y'all. Is this the man you really want to try to screw? I knew before I made you going to go astray. But I had to set my love on, I loved you. I hugged you enough that I was going to put it all on one person. One person. I remember Justin, and he the only one. I remember sometimes I think he said, you and your uncle, you get in trouble, it will fall on him. Did it fall on him sometimes? You wouldn't get a whip from your granddaddy? That he would whip your uncle? It's kind of similar. But you would be guilty too with it, wouldn't it? But it will fall on him. He'd take the punishment. Can you see now kind of how that played it with him? Looking at, I was with him, and I did. That's what a person that's guilty. Can you imagine I'm with an innocent person, and the innocent person don't even tell him it's me? Can you believe that? Didn't even call me out. Didn't even put my name out. Went on and took it. Went on and suffered for it. How we screw a man like that? In the street, that street cred, go to jail and don't say, well, me and Danny and Jahi. You're like, how you call our name? You got caught. Street cred. I never called y'all name. I said, let it fall on me. Let it fall on me. I know you couldn't handle it. I know I saw something different for you. That man playing something different that he made one. It's a beautiful title to be called the only Ben of Elohim. But look what you got to do. What you do, just fly around like they told you, fly around in heaven, tweet, 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 like a little hummingbird. Don't do nothing, folks, just serve me praying. No, you got to take all that off. I'm not saying that man have no wings on his back flying around to it. I'm just being in a sarcastic way, but give you understand. Take off all your caboose. Take the crown off. Take off everything. Go down there and humble yourself and submit yourself to them, like a woman being raped by a man and not fighting back. What man sit there and succumb to somebody raping him? Just, I ain't even going to fight y'all. In order to reconcile you back, I'll do whatever it takes. Tell me, y'all tell me, how we screw a man like that? How you mess a man over like that? It should have been us. It should have been us. Appreciate it.